So I might take roll call. Galvin.
Present.
Carmen.
Here.
Pep.
Hello, Michael.
Geo.
Oh no, did he die?
I don't know. Do you know? Nobody called me.
You haven't heard from him?
No.
What?
You would feel the worst, wouldn't you? Because all the times you were mean to him.
And Joe's pretty mean to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have like a father-son relationship.
You want me to text him?
Yeah, if you want to. What are you going to say? Are you dead?
I'm going to give him a yo. Yo.
Oh God.
What would you would be devastated. I think somebody would be like, hey, just a heads up, Geo passed.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I said that. I feel like
I think the word would eventually get back to us, Michael.
Eventually, like maybe not by this morning.
Right. Well,
Or maybe he had a complication and something happened in his sleep.
Or maybe they took the tube out and he went and flew around the room like a cartoon. Oh, please don't be dead. I'm making jokes.
Oh, I know.
Did he text you back?
Not yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you
know I'm most concerned because I don't have coffee.
Right, yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. No coffee.
Not at all.
The whole day except that horrible mushroom coffee that Ian Beckles brought in that I was laying in bed last night at 10 o'clock and I was like, I could still taste it. It was gross. It was gross.
He texted me back 2 coffee cups.
Okay. So he's on the way.
I guess he's getting coffee.
I don't know what that means.
I guess he's probably waiting in line to get coffee. Or is running late because of coffee or whatever.
I don't none of that makes sense to me.
Should I write please decipher?
No. As long as he's not dead.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. He's getting you coffee.
Yeah, but I mean, does that every day, and usually he's here in plenty of time. So
He's usually late.
No.
And then he comes in, and then I'm never getting you coffee again.
He's alive. Carmen's going to make fun of him now. He's alive. Go ahead, back to normal, Carmen.
Nice work, rather than you, who thinks he's dead and going to make fun of him?
At least I said, please don't be dead after I made the joke.
Well, we know he's not dead anymore.
By the way, speaking of dead, I told you I watched that The Amateur with Rami Malek.
Yeah.
And there's a part in there where he has a dead man switch. You know what a dead man switch is?
Dead man switch. No, I don't know what that is.
Dead man switch is like if I tell you something, I'm like blackmailing you. You can't kill me because if you kill me, if I don't check in on my computer every 5 hours, it'll send it to all the top journalists,
Yep.
One of those type of things, whatever. I like that. That's a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move. You got to make sure somebody carries it out. You know what I mean?
No, but it's set up automatically.
Automatically,
yeah. Because he's in the movie. He works for the CIA, and he's like an analyst. So he's Mr. Computer Guy, much like he was on
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah. I watched the Rob Ford documentary in full.
Did you?
It's like an hour long. It's great. It's well watched. This is in the previews. It's no spoiler, and we know the story. But he does a press conference where he's like, I do not smoke crack cocaine, and I do not have a crack addiction. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, yeah, I smoke crack a couple times.
I mean,
thank you, Gio. It's great, and it's like watching real life Chris Farley. And you wish to God that Chris Farley was still alive to play him in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Did he ever do him on Saturday Night Live, or was that after
Farley
was dead?
Yeah.
They must have been like, damn it, this would have been perfect.
Yeah, and it's so funny because he's got a brother.
Yeah.
And the brother, the minute this guy was dying, the brother just slid into his role and was like, "No, I'll take it. I look enough like him, you know."
I watched the Ohio State documentary.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. Is that bad?
It's heavy, man.
What's going on there? I don't even know the story.
There is a doctor who was the college doctor that would deal with all the different sports teams. So the wrestlers, the hockey team, fencing, like anything, any kind of sport or anything. He was the doctor, and they said that he would basically go, all right, time for a physical. You'd go in, get your physical, and you go, all right, go ahead and drop him. And then you drop him and you turn the lights off, and he had a pen light, and they said they could feel his breath on him and stuff. And then he would be doing like all this stuff, and then like right as he was about to do something, I feel you like backed up. He was like, "All right, pull him up," and then he would go and shower. He had a locker in the locker room with all these different teams and stuff, and he would go and shower with all of them all the time.
All guys or no? It doesn't matter.
All guys.
Yeah.
And the one guy was saying, shower nozzle here. You're facing this way. He's facing this way and facing everyone out. And then he goes, so he would be in there. The whole team would shower. He'd be in there the whole time. Then he'd leave. Then another team would come in and he'd be like, "Oh, I forgot to wash it," and go back in. But he was doing there was all kind of stuff.
I mean, what a great gimmick if you're the guy who wants. Well, I'm just saying, you just get. If you're a guy
if you're gay,
who likes, if you're gay, that's if you're gay and you like to be around naked young boys, you got 4 different teams.
College athletes, yeah.
But also the balls on that guy,
literally.
But like you said, college athletes.
Yeah.
These guys could easily have taken him out.
And that's the thing. That's part of it is because it was 20 some years later that these guys came out and said about it, and people are like, "Oh yeah, this guy was doing this stuff to to Mark Coleman, who went on to be a UFC heavyweight champion." They're like, and they didn't just bash him in the face. Yeah, right. Get out of here. Blah blah blah.
But what did he do to Coleman? Because I mean, if he did the the breath on the leg and was like making moves, or was he actually doing?
No, he was actually doing stuff.
Really?
There's
none of them did anything.
Yeah. And it was situations, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but it was situations of you want to pass, you want to play, you want to be able to play, you want to pass the physical,
right?
You got to pay to play kind of thing, whatever. And then there was another guy who was great, played at Ohio State college hockey. He was from Canada. He was unbelievable, and it messed him up so bad that he just couldn't play anymore. And the coach said to him, because the coach didn't know what was going on, he just had a player who just couldn't play anymore, and he goes, "You're off the team. You're a cancer to this team." So now the guy can't say anything. And then he's going back, and people are like, "What are you doing? You're not playing hockey anymore?" And he goes, "No, I guess I wasn't good enough." And he goes, "Everybody that knew me knew I was good enough,
right.
But they couldn't figure out why." And he goes, "And I just kind of avoid the conversation." Ooh. Yeah, so it really shows the long-lasting effect of molestation and all that stuff, and how many other people it affects of that person's life and everything. It's wild. It's a heavy documentary for sure.
I'm telling you, I think this was the smartest thing that I ever did with my kids, by asking them constantly and making it so common that I constantly was asking Joey, "Anybody touch your wiener today? Anybody try to do like almost making a joke out of it." But the fact that if something ever happened, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, today something happened." Like he knew he could tell me. You know what I mean? At least I hope. I wonder. I don't think anything ever happened. I'm sitting here saying that I did the right thing, but I don't really know.
Yeah, but there's a lot of these guys that didn't realize that something happened until later on in life, and it was pointed, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I guess that what," you know what I mean? Like, even though you would be like, "Of course it was." At the time, they were like, "I don't know," and all of them were like, "It's a doctor.
Yeah,
you trust the doctor. The doctor's there to help you, and the doctor that works for the team and everything, they're there to help you and stuff." So if they say, "Hey, do this. This is what you're doing," and you're not discussing it with anyone else,
right? I'm
not coming to you and saying, "Hey, did Dr. So-and-so do this to you?" Because then you're going to be like, "Oh my God, you got blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like.
Yes, I feel also
like, but I'm not in a position.
I feel like I would have punched somebody in the face or did something. I feel like I would have, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I especially when I was 18 years old and a college kid, I was pretty shy-ish, So I probably would have clammed up and not said anything. And then I learned later in life, if you do have a molestation situation and you bring it to 5 of what you think are your friends, and you talk about it on the radio, they just make fun of you and buy you Happy Days board games.
If it was real.
It is real. It was very real.
Yeah. How old is she now? What's the age difference now?
She's 75 now.
No.
And I'm 50.
You were 4 and she was 28.
I was 4 and she was like 8.
Like when you first started the story, you were 8 and she was 9.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
My parents are still married, and my parents were divorced when I was 5, so I had to be younger than 5.
And she was 6.
No, she was not. She was in grade school. Oh, Gio, you're my.
Hello.
She was in grade school, so whatever. I've moved past this.
Do you feel like your doctor molested you yesterday?
I don't know. I feel like I've been through hell and back.
Oh,
Can you
no.
bring us to the process?
Oh, yeah. Well, the pre-process is far worse than anything.
Gio had a
involving-
colonoscopy yesterday, and he had. So, what do they give you? Like a gallon of stuff to drink?
Yeah, they give you some. I forget exact barium sulfate or something.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like ass.
My father said it
Ugh.
tastes like Robitussin.
No, it tastes like couldn't even describe how it would. When I drink it, it would make me gag almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you had to do like just these huge cups
Oh,
twice.
no, thank you.
Yeah, so
Looks
I
like
could.
milk of magnesia.
Yeah,
right?
so on
Yeah, it's
Saturday night, I couldn't eat from Saturday until
I'm
about.
surprised you didn't find a way to mix it with vodka.
Yeah, you can't do any of that. You can't
Yeah.
like mix anything from Saturday. I didn't eat anything from Saturday until like yesterday afternoon, like 4
Oh,
o'clock.
really?
Yeah, it's almost like
So they clean you out?
yeah. So you drink this stuff and then you're just waiting, and then it just the rain
Bombs away.
the rain hits.
Oh.
Yeah, it is brutal. And then I had to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and do it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, twice.
Oh,
And I mean, when I say it cleans you out, it cleans you out,
I need to be cleaned out.
dude. I'm telling you, it's wild.
So, yeah, all right. So you cleaned out.
Yes.
Do you feel any better after you, like, do you feel like, oh, I feel like I'm cleaned out?
No,
No?
not really.
Really?
I was like hungry. I'm like, wow, I feel like I haven't eaten in 2 days because I haven't eaten in 2 days.
Did your weight change?
Oh yeah, I lost like 8 pounds.
Okay.
Wow.
How often did you crap?
Oh, I mean, initially when the stuff hits,
Yeah.
like every 5 to 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
That is not fun.
No, and there's nothing solid about any of it.
All right. So you clear all that out.
Yes.
Then you go yesterday morning to the hospital.
Yeah, I was there like about 10 o'clock.
Okay. And they bring you in the room and tell you strip down to the gown.
Yep, strip down to nothing. Get on this, the bed here, and then just wait.
Now you're waiting, and they come in. And they go, "Who comes in? A doctor or a nurse or what?"
Like anesthesiologist comes in.
Oh, yeah.
because they're gonna knock you out. Which
Yeah.
if I could use propofol every single day of my life,
That's what everybody says.
That's what everyone says.
Michael Jackson was a genius because it is the greatest thing ever.
Everyone says when you wake up from propofol that you go, that sleep? What was I doing before? Because that's unbelievable.
I asked the nurse what year it was. I
Yeah?
go, is
Really?
it still 2025? I had no idea what was going on.
Really?
Yeah,
And
it
did
is.
you feel great?
I mean, yeah, I felt like I'd slept like really, really good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So now, when you're in the bed, you're laying on your side?
Yeah, so of course I'm sitting there waiting forever, and then you hear other people being taken back because this place that's all they do is endoscopies and
Yeah.
colonoscopies. That's all they specialize
Did you
in.
get an endoscopy as well?
I've had that in the past, but not yesterday.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, the hottest chick in the entire place is the one that comes to me to bring me back.
Right.
none of the other like hags that are walking by.
The great thing is that you don't have a common name like John or
Yeah.
I mean, you're Geo, so they're like Geo.
Yeah, so-
I know a Geo.
Of course, hot blonde. Oh, hi, I'm Julie. I'm coming back. I'm gonna be the nurse with you. I'm like, oh, this is just fantastic. And she starts asking me about what I've eaten and bowel movements and what's happening, and
Yeah.
I have to like explain these questions to this super attractive nurse,
Right.
which is great. I'm like, out of all the people that have walked by here, I get the one that's like super hot.
Sure.
That makes it super uncomfortable for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm gonna be the one that's in there for you. And
In there, literally.
yeah. So yeah, then they wheel you in, they flip you over on your side.
Now this is the part I'm curious about. They ask you to get on your side,
Yes.
and you just turn on your left side,
Yes.
and then at what point do you go out?
Right. The very next thing.
As soon as you go on your side, you're passed out, and they
They-
start shoving things.
They hook you up with heart monitors, give you the oxygen, everything, and then they said, all right, we need to get you out. They like position you on your side, and then the anesthesiologist comes over and he says, all right, see you later. And then I told him, I said, I'll fight it. I go, you're not gonna get me. He's like, you can try, but he's like, but I always win. I'm like, all right. And then he looked at me and he pushed the button, and I watched, and then next thing I know, I was in another room.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you okay. So my question is like if I'm on my side, I feel like that's harder for them to get access to their entry point.
Yeah. I thought the same.
No.
Well, like I don't feel like laying on my stomach would be any better, but I mean somebody literally has to go in and lift the cheeks.
I was
Yeah.
I was assuming it was gonna be face down. That's what's the
Yeah, you would think.
Like on a massage bed.
something. I don't know.
Or bent over the counter.
Right.
Yeah.
I was expecting Carmen Sex Pals to be there.
Yeah.
Get your feet in these stirrups.
Yeah.
What do you picture, Carmen?
Tuck this pillow under here.
Right.
I picture it just how you're doing it, like on your side, because like I feel like on your stomach when it's flat like that, the
when you
movement isn't gonna be
right now, I don't think that the stomach is the key. I just figure if you're laying on the side, someone still has to come in and part the C's.
well. They'd still have to do that if you're on your stomach, and then
Right.
the only other way would be if they put you in like the
Stirrups.
gyno
Yeah.
stirrup.
Yeah.
The gyno
You know,
chair.
and do that, and then that would be super uncomfortable when you woke up, your hips, and you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that area would be super sore.
Or if
So-
they had the tube and they lowered you like Vader's helmet.
Yeah. Wait.
So you have it done. You wake up, and how's your bum feel?
I feel fine.
You don't have any signs?
No, right and tight.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, they didn't. Luckily, they didn't find anything. They
the
said
hot
everything.
nurse
Everything.
begs to differ.
Everything looks good.
My question, and this comes from a Seinfeld episode too, with the podiatrist, where they're like, "Why do you want to?" He's like, "I always liked feet." What makes you want to do that? What makes you want to go into colonoscopies? Like,
Dude.
you spend the whole day shoving tubes in people's
Yeah,
butts.
I thought that
The
too.
whole day. It's all your life is.
When I was sitting there waiting for to go back there, and they're like wheeling. They just had a ton of people in the same area, and they're just going one after another. And that's the only thing they do there is endoscopy, which through your throat, and then colonoscopy. And there were some people that they were doing both on the same day.
Oh boy, don't
Yeah.
get those tubes messed up.
yeah.
Oh.
But the thing about that is I wonder, the money. Is the money better than some of the other specialties? And how much is that doctor doing of that work? Or is that mostly nurses doing all that stuff? And then if there's polyps and stuff, he goes in, and is he even going in, or is he doing that remotely? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
there's
So that's the thing. Did they find polyps? Did they say?
They did not.
They did not find any.
They
or
didn't find anything. They
Okay,
said everything
that's
looks
great.
good. 'Cause
Good.
they've got a giant screen like this that they can watch while they're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't they?
Joe, let's take a look at a clip.
Yeah, I've got pictures. They
You
like,
do?
yeah, they give you
Oh.
like a printout with pictures of.
Christmas card.
And no problems. That's great.
Yeah, they said there was everything looked good and
Oof.
no polyps, nothing to remove.
Can we get a picture of it so people can Photoshop you with on your knees inside there?
Inside their own colon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to make it a pin for next cruise,
Yeah.
my colon
Yeah.
will be. I've got pictures you can use.
Mike Holland, not to be confused with Mike Calta.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I did. But when I'm laying on my side waiting, and they're kind of like prepping things, I guess. And my ass is just hanging out. And I had to wait for like probably 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, come
and there's like
on.
a whole team of people coming in and out. And I'm thinking,
I'd be asking. How's it look from back there?
Yeah.
What's going on?
and I was like, this is what they do every day. Like I was one of the last people that day. They'd already done like 10 of these
Yeah.
ahead of me.
What's your name? Rebecca? Rebecca, how's my ass look?
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was uncomfortable, but not. I don't know. It was very.
That's why whenever I fill out an application or like something, they go occupation. I write computer sales. I don't need them being like, you look like the guy I listened to on the radio. Let's shove this in your butt.
Yeah. I felt the one lady lift the gown, and then the anesthesiologist looked at me and goes, "All right, here we go." He's like, "Time to go bye-bye." I went, "Okay."
There is that feeling when you wake up from surgery where you're like, or from a procedure where you're just like, what just happened? For a second, you're like, where am I and what just happened?
Dude.
That is a weird feeling.
When that medicine hits, that anesthesia, it felt so amazing, and then just like time travel.
See, I don't have any feeling of amazing. I just remember going out and waking up.
Yeah.
I was trying to fight it. I told the guy, I'm going to stay awake as long as I can.
Yeah.
Worst
He's like,
thing,
you could try.
worst thing that guy could say as you're going under. What is the worst thing you think?
Oh, damn.
Code
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, like a wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the guy that does the rides and stuff and pretends like a bolt fell out.
Because you could feel like it was like cold. Because they got like you got to have an IV in your arm.
Yeah.
That's where it goes in, and it felt like cold for a second, and then I just felt like real tingly, and then just boop, out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
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 But then my wife said that the doctor had a whole conversation with me. I don't recall any of that.
I bet
but you were
that's-
talking to him. You were
Yeah.
answering.
That's
Oh,
what. Yeah.
wow.
She goes. I go. I thought the doctor was going to come talk to me. She's like, and they go, he did. He came and went over all the results with you. I go, I don't remember any of that at all.
Wow.
When I had my hernia operation done, I had the tube in my mouth, and I guess I woke up early. Not during the procedure, but I woke up and the lady. I remember the nurse walked by and she goes, "Oh, you're awake," and I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Don't talk. You have a tube in your mouth." I didn't even know the tube was in my throat, and I don't even remember them taking it out.
Yeah, when I woke up, I was in a different room. Everybody, the team was gone. The hot nurse was gone.
Yeah,
everybody was gone. And I'm like, have I been asleep for a year? What year is it?
Oh man, that's such an interesting thing, and I'm not putting it up. Now, question for you, and I don't want to ask too many things that none of my business. But did they tell you to do this, or did you do it to be proactive?
No, they told me to do it.
Yeah.
There's cancer history in my family.
In your family, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why, because my doctor didn't seem like there was a rush for it, and I'm happy with that.
Well, they say 45 is when you're supposed to start getting them at every 10 years. If you've got cancer in your family history, they say every 5 years.
Yeah, now my doctor, I went at 45 or at 50, and he told me to do the Cologuard, and we also did a different cancer screening, a blood cancer screening.
Yeah,
that shows if there were any indicators, and there weren't, and so he's like really 55. And he didn't seem too concerned because I have no family history of it.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess if you have a family history, I mean, we have Jason that we work with, our boss. He had a family history, and it almost killed him.
Yeah,
because he wasn't able to get in and get his colonoscopy done.
Yeah, well, my mom's dealt with cancer. My grandmother, it's in my family. So I don't, when they say, yeah, you need to get this done, I'm like, oh boy.
Well, I'm glad you had it done.
Yeah,
glad you're all clear.
I mean, I said, I want that propofol so bad again. I mean, it felt fantastic.
Did you have a celebration meal afterwards? You're like, I'm all cleared out?
No, I felt so I did not feel well.
No.
I ate a banana.
Yeah.
Which way?
It had been so long, and they fill you with air too, so you don't feel great afterwards.
Yeah, you got to walk that gas out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always farting when I'm in here. I'm filled with air.
Yeah.
When you weren't here at 6, I thought maybe they took the tube out and you flew around the room.
He goes, maybe.
It's possible. You feel so just bloated.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good.
Yeah. Right and tight. Everything's good.
All right.
You missed a big meeting yesterday.
Well,
I heard.
Yeah.
By the way, Jason Meter said you could have been there. I go, he's getting a colon. He goes, he could have.
He could have done it.
I thought I'd be out soon. I didn't think it was gonna take as long as it did. I was there for 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Carmen, what was the outcome from the meeting and yoga?
So I'm not doing yoga.
I heard Joe's doing yoga.
No.
Wait,
Here's the thing.
You didn't go to the meeting?
I'm not a.
I did go to the meeting.
No.
I was on remotely, and for some reason they could not hear me talking, but you could hear Mo loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was interesting because Mo was there in the beginning. We could see him on the video screen, and then they put up a video that they were showing us the resort and showing all the different stuff. So that was up the entire time. So nobody knew that you joined the meeting.
Well, I
said
hello and nobody said anything, so I figured either you couldn't hear me or I didn't want
I
to talk
saw his
over him.
name at the bottom.
And
Yeah.
thank God I say this stuff to his face because I was talking about him being a night swimmer and fish kicker and all this different stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
and then
he talked so much crap about me, and I heard it all.
and then all of a sudden we hear, hello? And I go, oh, has he been there the whole time?
man. Yeah.
I was saying that you should be
Night swimmer.
in charge of the night party because you're the
I
night
just
swimmer.
assume I would be.
Yeah.
I just assumed
Makes
that I would
sense.
be. Yeah.
So
Nighttime
Carmen's
pool
still
party.
out. Joe now in with
No,
yoga?
no, I'm not.
It sounded like you were in, Joe.
No. Listen, I'm not a yoga guy at 10 a.m. in the morning in a robe. I'm a
True.
nighttime guy with a drink in his hand. 10 a.m.
Yeah,
He's a
it's-
blasting
gallivanter.
sunlight. No,
Your thing should be like the rally cry. You know what I mean? Where it's like the second wind and, you know,
Yeah.
the after party type thing, whatever.
right.
Carmen may have pivoted from a yoga that she was never going to do to something else. So.
Okay.
Right.
Like what was it?
Well,
yeah. Oh, you didn't say.
I didn't say it because I didn't say
All
it.
right.
So they asked you what you had to offer, and you said drunk guy in a
Nobody
robe
asked
at night.
Nobody asked me what I had
That's
to
what you
offer.
bring to the table?
Nobody
I don't
asked
think
me.
anybody knew Joe was there.
Probably not. Probably not.
That's funny.
You really have become Milton from Office Space.
Well, you know,
I was promised cake.
that's what it is, you know.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot more Mo and Johnny B than I expected at this thing.
Oh.
Boy, those guys
They're trying.
They were trying to get in there.
They were talking about a thing where people are going to be kind of going through this area. They didn't want it to be like where they gather, but they can go through. And I said, well, if you don't want them to stay in there, you should have Mo do comedy. I said, that'll get them through real quick.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
The best is like they didn't. Somebody was like, does the stage face the pool? And somebody was like, I think so. I'm like, that's not even close to the pool. Like, I don't know what. It's like they hadn't been there before.
Yeah, no, they had the diagram.
Yeah, but
so we saw like where the stage is, and
Right.
where the pool and all that stuff. Whatever. It's gonna be fun. I can tell you that.
Oh,
much.
it's definitely gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a blast, and it looks like a really cool place. And they were saying about all the different things. A lot of things happening. A lot of moving parts. And if you're staying there, you're going to have an itinerary that'll tell you this is all happening. So you can pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to just hang out by the pool, you can hang out by the pool. Or if you want to do this with Carmen, or you want to do this with Mike, or you want to do that, you know what I mean? You can do all these different things.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. And I think the important thing that we need to get out now between now and July 18th is the fact that this event is open to everybody, and it's free, and it's not you don't have to have a room there to go. The rooms are gone. They're already gone. So if you want to go, there's plenty of activities. You could spend the whole day there. It's not going to cost you anything. You can come and camp out on the beach and spend the whole day there and plan to do night swimming and then go home that night. And
you
there
just
are places,
have to buy your own food and drinks.
Right. But I mean, as far as coming to the event and hanging out, there's no cover charge or anything like that. If nobody, we're all paying for our drinks. So if you want to buy drinks, but I mean, as far as coming out and hanging out on the property and using the pool and checking out Pitbull Toddler and Matt and Kim and all the other people, Zach and Steve,
Matt and Zach.
it's all free. All that stuff is free.
Yeah,
and we want you to come.
And then they were saying also, if you're staying, you have parking, and there is parking and overflow parking. But if you're just like coming for the day, probably best to Uber, and just get dropped off and do it that way. That way, you're just in and out easy.
Yeah.
So we're all staying there, like the whole time.
Yeah,
3-day lockdown.
What?
I mean, I don't think you have to, but I think that's a. They're giving us propofol on
should have been at the meeting.
Yeah.
We each get our own room, and that's all worked out.
Well, I don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, before
Sounds like it.
Before it happened,
Oh,
we went through the whole list, and then they started giving rooms to people that didn't need rooms. So evidently, everybody's got a room.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say, I am happy with my pivot from yoga.
I think it's a great pivot.
Yeah.
And I can say it. I'm pretty sure John Senning said it yesterday.
Okay.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So instead of yoga, I'm gonna be paddleboarding.
Mm.
So Clemens do like a little paddleboard tour.
Yeah, well, maybe not a tour, but we're just gonna see if we can all stand up together.
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this because I really enjoy paddleboarding, and I'm
See, but this
excited.
is good. They gave you something that you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Carmen, you know what you should do? Paddleboard sex tour.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
I figured maybe paddleboard yoga.
Bring the VR sex goggles.
Yeah, laying on your back on the paddleboard.
You cannot bring that in the water, Gio.
Nah, sure you can.
No.
Just don't drop it.
But yeah, I'm excited about paddleboarding, and it seemed like they really wanted me to do something.
Yeah.
So it was they had a lot of ideas for me, and I'm happy that I ended up with paddleboarding.
The other thing is we're going to bury Monica and see if you dig her out of the sand.
Oh, jeez.
Find her.
Now I don't want to gloss over this. Whatever you said, they started giving rooms to people who didn't need to have rooms. Whatever. Who are those people? Because I can tell you were not happy about some people getting rooms.
No, we made a list. We sat there and had a special meeting about the rooms and who needs a room and who doesn't need a room and who's doubling up and we had a whole meeting about it.
Uh-huh.
And then I think I told you about this. Like I stayed at the beach with my family, and Tom calls me on a Friday.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, "Hey, man,
Oh.
I noticed I don't have a room."
Hey, boss.
And I was like, well, Tom, it's not for the band, it's for the station. He was like, Josh has a room. And I was like, Josh doesn't have a room. And then they're like, yeah, we gave Josh a room. I'm like, why do you give Josh a room and not give Tom a room? Now you gotta give another room, And I'm like, we had a whole goddamn meeting about this.
Were you at that meeting?
Yes. I led that meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know why you're yelling at me. You weren't there yesterday. I think
I
it's
was
fair,
there yesterday.
I think it's a fair question.
In 2025, I was there at that meeting yesterday. And I was there for the whole meeting from begin. I was the last person to sign off.
Prove it.
I talked to Galvin.
That's why you were the last one to sign off, because you just left and then came back.
I can tell you I can tell you the moments of the entire meeting. I can give you the minutes.
Okay.
I heard him for an hour, 2 hours talking about goddamn pickleball.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
It was a meeting that could have been an email.
Or
Yeah.
just with me.
Yeah.
It was basically
dying for Carmen to do something.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
They were like Johnny B and Mo kept like, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then it all came back to, so Carmen, what do you want to do? So
Can
Like,
I
not
tell
you.
I didn't have a lot of experience with this well, I did, but it wasn't like I was still like a pretty much an intern at the time. But when I worked for the Power Pig, Monday morning, 10 o'clock was the meeting every week.
Mhm.
No matter who you were, no matter where you lived, you had to be in that building Monday morning at 10 o'clock in the conference room. That was it. And then they would come in there and they would go over the schedule. This is what we're doing. This is the thing. Any questions? Blah, blah, blah. And they would hand out the list of gigs for the week. Everybody get their gigs. And we'd talk for a second. Anybody can't do anything. Conflicts, boom, boom, boom. It was done.
They'd end it with, let's be careful out there.
If you didn't make that meeting, you were getting I remember one time, because as the intern I had to drive him, but Dave Mann missed a meeting, and then they were like, Dave Mann missed a meeting. Dave Mann is delivering clothes to homeless people next weekend. And I had to go out there and I had to drive them to all these locations and do this thing. Like, that was your punishment. Everybody had to go to that meeting, whether you worked overnights or mornings. As soon as that morning show was over, everybody was in that room at 10 o'clock. That's how it should be at every station. Because I would have sat down as a program director and said, here's what we're doing on July 18th. Here is the list of what everybody has to do. Carmen, from 3 to 5, you'll be here. Galvin, from 12 to 3, you'll be here. Geo, yeah, and that's it. That's it. There's no other talking about it. That's how you're supposed to do it. Then all of a sudden, there's 2 meetings later, and Josh has got rooms. And Tom doesn't. Insane.
So is Tom where's Tom go now?
It gets worse, Geo.
Oh.
So then Tom is like, I called Tom back, and I was like, okay, you're right. It's taken care of. I'm like, but I talked to Dan, and Dan said that you needed 2 rooms or something. He's like, well, I was going to bring the kids. So the kids, I'm like, it's not a kid's.
yeah.
Right.
See, that's on him then.
Yes. At that point, it was on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, he has a lot of difficulty reading the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
That's one of the big check marks against him is
Tom.
cannot read the room. Yeah.
Yeah, he is not.
Check mark for him. Enthusiastic, wants to help, wants to do as much as he can. Check mark against him. Cannot read the room.
No.
I
check
always
mark
feel
for him. Super positive plus for him. He is the most loyal guy you'll ever get. He calls me on Sunday, and I didn't even have a chance to explain this to him. So I have I've had 4 wedding rings.
Congratulations.
My first one was on my dashboard when I got in a car accident and is lost forever. My second one is over here. My third one had a diamond that fell out of it, so I replaced it, and now I have the one that I wear. Pete called me and said, do you have a ring? And I said, the only ring I have is my old wedding ring. And he's like, can I borrow it? And I go, I don't know if it's going to fit you, whatever. So I brought it, and it didn't fit him, and I left it in the Sprinter. And Tom called me on Sunday, and he goes, hey, boss, are you home? I go, no, I'm not home. He goes, will you be home? And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, all right, listen, are you alone? I go, yeah, what's going on? And he goes, I have something I have to bring back to you and put in your office. And I go, what is it? And he's like, you left your wedding ring in the Sprinter. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And he goes, I figured I'll just sneak in and put it back in there. I was like,
He'll wait until you're sleeping and put it on your finger.
Like, he's so nice and he's so good that way. And but the truth is that I didn't want to get into the whole thing with him, is that's my old wedding ring. And my wife and I had a whole conversation that night about what she goes, I said, I'm bringing this old wedding ring for Pete when he'd to borrow a ring. And
Did Pete want it so he could play slide?
I don't know. I think so, maybe. I don't know. And she goes, so what do you? So you're not wearing your wedding ring? And I looked at her and I go, do I ever wear my wedding? I never wear. And she all of a sudden cared for 5 seconds.
Oh no!
And I go, if you would like me to wear it, and she goes, no, I don't care. Yeah, I can't wear that ring. It's like wearing a hunk of metal. It's such a big. It's
you
like
gotta
wearing
get a
a
thinner
big
one.
washer.
I have a thin one. Look.
Yeah,
thin?
I need something like that.
You wear a wedding ring?
No way.
Oh man,
Your
look at
big
you two
sausage
single
fingers.
guys.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I told him, man, I go, I'm on the air talking about my wife for the last 15 years. Do you think anybody coming tonight is going to be like, maybe he's single?
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These whores.
Well, none of those sluts came at me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Oh.
I was waiting for it all night. Nothing. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Carmen will tell you what we have to give away. We have Sporcle, Geo's buttholes in good shape. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I got the itch to go back to the Hard Rock already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife's like, I need a little break. But I'm like, I kind of want to go back today.
My wife would go every day if I would let her.
Yeah.
She would go
mine-
every day. And listen, I would too if I had the money to do it, and all the time. And, you're gambling, so you're not necessarily going to win all the time.
Right.
But, I have always said if I hit the Powerball and I had like $800 million, I would live in a casino. I would
be
live
fun.
in a casino, hotel, casino, whatever. It'd be great. Although, how much am I having to spend then? How much am I having to gamble to make any kind of excitement for me to win?
And I feel like it would get really boring. Like
What
you
if
would,
you gamble
would
and
miss
give it away?
outside.
What if you were like, today I'm taking $10,000.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
try
be
to turn
fun.
this to 100,000. Then whatever I get, I'm going to give away.
That would be fun. That
Yeah.
would be
See
fun.
what Dana White does all the time when he'll bring people into like
Yeah.
the high limit room and they're like, how much you want to win? And they'll
Yeah.
say 50 grand. He's like, all right, let's do it. And he'll get these guys like 50 grand and they'll win.
Yeah, there was one of the guys from Barstool who gave him like 10 grand or something.
Yeah.
He goes, it was all the money I had.
Oh, really?
he goes, I was so nervous. And he won like 2 hands and wound up winning like 40,000 or something. And he was like, he goes, you want to go again? He goes, no, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. He goes, you go into
Yeah.
a 10 grand, you get 40,000, get out of there. And that kid did. And he was like, it was so exciting.
Some of those guys go in there like Taylor Lewan from Bustin' with
Yeah,
the Boys.
yeah.
And he's like, I'm down 1.2 million and stuff. Which
Really?
Is, yes. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I had to fight back, but I got back, I got back even.
Well, I don't know how much money I had. Being down 1.2 million would just, I don't even know what to say.
Well, it's crazy because like Dana White will go and play blackjack and they have limits on what you can bet, even for like high rollers. They're like, you can only bet this much, whatever, because if somebody's good, they can win a lot and do that, whatever. So he actually, he still plays blackjack, but he started playing baccarat because you can bet more. The limits are higher, so that's crazy. When you're like, I want to bet more than $100,000 per hand.
I went to Council Oak on a whim.
Yeah.
And I walked up to the booth and I said, hi. I said, do you have any tables available? And they said it's going to be about an hour wait, which it was 8 o'clock on a Saturday.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I
It's gonna be
get
busy,
that.
yeah.
And I said, how about the bar? And they said, if you sit actually outside on the bar, we could seat you now. I go, oh yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. And then she was like, okay. So now I didn't mention to anybody that I was there. I had no reservation or anything. I sat down. The minute I came over, they brought my knife over to me.
That's
And
great.
I was like, how do they know?
I was actually going to ask you that. Do they
Somebody
know?
asked me, like, I took a picture of it and I put it online and somebody goes, do you tell them when you get there? I go, no, I was wondering too. I was like, how did nobody said to me, Mr. Calta, we'll put you at the bar. Like nobody acknowledged. So I was like, that's good. That's
Yeah.
But
good.
you
They-
put your name, like you
No,
gave them your name.
I did not.
Oh.
Yeah, I just walked up and asked them if they had a table available,
Okay.
and they walked me to the table, and the next thing they brought the knife.
How about this? Speaking of Hard Rock bet.
We love it.
Round of applause. So we had talked about Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt
Right.
in the Pacers game, and they put out the other day Halliburton bonus bet. Hard Rock, the administration has your back. We will be refunding
Oh wow!
all losing cash bets that included Tyrese Halliburton on markets that were undetermined before he left the game, up to $50 in bonus bets. This includes single bets or parlays that he was the only losing section.
Oh, that's
so if you had
great.
like a 3-leg parlay,
Right.
the 2-1, but Tyrese Halliburton went out, so you lost that. They refunded that. Or if you just had a straight bet on him for over on points or whatever, they refunded that as well.
Can I be honest with you? I'm on the other side of that. Like I want you to get your money.
Those are the rules.
No,
Yeah,
I know. But to me, if the player goes out,
Yeah.
that's it. He's out.
Sure.
Like, I don't feel like he should. I don't feel like they should. He can't commit. He can't follow through with what he was supposed to do.
100%.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that. And I have no problem with it. You're like, oh, that's gambling.
Right.
The guy could go out. You know what I mean? Just like
That's very fair that they do that.
Just like whenever they have a guy who, his over is 4.5 points and he comes in and scores 30 because he just goes crazy.
Right.
You get that money, whatever. Yeah, but that was nice of them to do that.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, blah, 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 this and that, whatever. I'm like, hey, I'm just happy that they didn't have to do that.
No.
They didn't have to do
above
that.
and beyond.
Yeah, so that was very cool of them.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well, we got a little gambling to do here on our own.
Yeah.
We got a little game called Sporcle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I won yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. That's just
In a
one
very,
in a row.
very polite gentleman's game without Gio here to yell at everybody.
No fighting.
That would have been 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Oh,
okay.
no.
All
So
right.
that means you're going
for
for
3
3.
today.
Oh, no.
Yes.
All right.
All
Gio,
right.
activate it.
What are we playing today, Carmen?
Okay, today we're going to be playing movie titles missing a common word.
Okay.
Can you name the missing movie title word all the clues have in common? So there's more than one movie title, basically.
All right.
Okay, your first one. Beauty, the friend,
And
the quiet American. American Beauty, the American friend. Okay?
no.
No one said that, right?
No, what was the answer?
American.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 3 movie titles and they all have one word in common. Gotcha.
No point.
Not just 3 movie
Oh.
titles. Some have 4, some have 2, some it varies
Okay.
per word, but don't. Yeah. So your next one, just looking for the one missing word. The chill, the
Pig.
heat, Mike. Book, Delilah, Dahlia,
King.
narcissist, black, Galvin.
Black.
That was really uncomfortable.
Dawn of the
Dead.
Galvin, race, wish, hunt,
Death.
Galvin, another day,
Die.
Die.
hard, Geo,
Hard.
Die Hard, strange love,
Doctor.
Mike, hotel, the
Cal-
illusion, hotel, the illusion. Grand.
Mm.
Your next one, is what?
You left the word out.
Of what?
It was Grand Budapest Hotel.
There is a Grand Hotel movie,
I wanna
and it's
double check
not
it.
on here. I didn't make this quiz.
Mike loses a point.
I did
Yeah.
not leave a word out, idiot. Jesus.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your next one, the dictator, the escape, Mike, and Pap. We are halfway there.
Gio has a single point on the board. Michael and Galvin are both tied with 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Movie titles missing a common word. Your next one, The Picture Show,
Big.
The King of Scotland,
Last.
Yeah, damn it.
Mike,
I tried to pull it back as I said it.
next, The Seven, The Ambersons,
Magnificent.
Geo, The Gun, Lunch, The Spur,
Naked.
Mike, Dogs, School, Yeller,
Old.
Mike, Parts, The
Private.
Life, Galvin, Gun,
Top.
Hat, Geo, Siege, The
Under.
Volcano, Geo, and Pap.
Ah.
We are halfway there. Or
No.
we are on the last
yes,
3.
halfway there. Halfway there.
No,
All right.
no, last 3.
Gio and Galvin both have 4 points on the board, and Michael is your leader by 2. He's winning with 6.
All right. Movie titles missing a common word. Last 3. Here we go. For Guffman
Waiting.
to exhale.
Damn it.
Mike.
This is stupid.
I was thinking searching, and as soon as you said it, I was like, damn it. That's
I was thinking Forrest Guffman.
Oh.
Next. Strawberries, the bunch
Brady.
at heart.
Wild.
Wild. Galvin. And your last one. Winston, Sherlock Holmes,
Jameis.
Mr. Lincoln, Frankenstein. All missing the same word.
Doctor.
Winston, Sherlock Holmes, Mr. Lincoln, Frankenstein. Young.
Oh, yeah, young dog.
Not Jameis.
No, not James.
Your final score: Gio with 4 points on the board, Galvin ahead by 1 with 5, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
Woo! I would like you guys to talk to each other like Iranians about to be bombed.
Oh, no.
What does that sound like?
Yeah.
Like seconds before the bomb comes.
I need that. Oh no!
Yeah, in English. So you be English, you be Iranian.
Do you hear something coming in the distance?
You translate for me.
Frank, this is bad.
All right, let me pick a winner. Good morning, hello.
Hey, this is Adam.
Adam, you are the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with the prize. Okay, buddy?
Awesome. Thank you.
Good job, Adam. Thank you. Gio, you're funny, though. Your butthole's all cleaned up.
Thank you.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, keep on ceasing, killer nights, and also free pizza.
Oh, I love free pizza. I'm such an idiot.
Why?
I just looked at the cameras, and I saw that my wife's car wasn't there. And I got a little nervous. And then I text her, and I go, where is your car? And she didn't answer me back. And I'm like, what could be going on? And I realized she's taking my daughter to camp.
Oh.
She's just not here. I'm just an idiot.
A different camp? Or is this the same volleyball camp?
Volleyball.
Still?
Yeah.
See, I liked going, but I always did like overnight camps. And we got to like stay in the dorms and stuff.
Yeah, I don't. And that's where you became promiscuous. I don't want my daughter to do that.
That is
Yeah.
not the case because it was all girls and stuff. But it was also like
You guys
2
didn't
hours.
try. Let's just see what happens if we kiss.
Yeah.
No, I was with my cousin.
Hey, let's
Uh-huh.
FaceTime my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
We didn't have FaceTime back then. Idiot. But no, it was, I don't know. Yeah.
That's the
She-
that's the gateway.
This is
Yeah.
there's a different kid at our house every night, or my daughter is sleeping at somebody else's house, and then they go to camp every day.
That's how it is,
It's,
Michael.
it's summertime.
No, I don't mind it at all. I love it. All her friends are adorable, good kids. Like they're fine. I don't mind it at all. Like my son's friends are all idiots. They're just all a bunch of dudes and hanging around. And
How'd the whole Chicago thing go?
great, he's back home safe.
Yeah?
Everything is good. Yeah,
Good.
he has a picture with. Not that this is going to make anybody excited. There's artists like Ken Carson and guys like that he really likes.
Love Ben Carson.
Not Ken Carson, not Ben Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Not Johnny Carson. He's dead.
Carson Daly.
And then also Kanye West's daughter he was hanging out with.
Oh.
Yeah. What is that? What Northwest? He was
Mhm.
hanging out with Northwest. I don't know. That's just I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I just saw all the pictures last night. So that's
How does that conversation go with Northwest? So your dad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, not a fan of the Jews. Mom a Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
So does he still have that Klan hood he was wearing in the
Yeah,
picture, or is
yeah,
that
yeah.
get rid of that?
But wait, also, who was there with Northwest?
I don't know.
Was it Kim or Kanye?
No, neither.
So was it
Southeast.
handler?
It was probably a handler. Yeah. I think he would have reported that if he would have said Kim was there.
No, she goes with her Tom.
Yeah,
That's who
yeah.
takes
She's
her.
got a Tom that takes her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Northwest is 12 years old. So
Right.
what? I
That's-
don't think it was her.
No, it definitely was her.
I didn't know
she
whether there
with.
was another West.
No,
That's their
no.
oldest child.
Yeah, it was Northwest that was there.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it was a festival that they went to,
Hmm.
so they were there backstage. I don't know. I don't know all the things. I'm too old for this.
But then there's Blue
Double
Ivy.
check.
That's
That's what I said at first. I thought I go tell Blue Ivy that her father, your fathers know each other, and Amanda's like, you don't know Kanye West, and I go, oh yeah, wrong one, wrong one.
But Blue Ivy is 13, but now she looks exactly like Beyonce.
Oh really?
Well, in
That's
that
her clone.
one video that we had, she had like blonde hair and had the cowboy hat, and she looked like a mini version of her.
So much better than looking like a mini Jay-Z. If
Oh.
you're a girl.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
Oof.
Don't forget, and I say this as a quote, Kanye West said, quote, Jay-Z's kids are retarded.
Yeah.
Hey, Kanye West is a lunatic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's top story: Israel and Iran say that they are complying with a ceasefire agreement announced by President Donald Trump. President Trump said on Truth Social just after 1 a.m. Tuesday that a ceasefire that he announced earlier between the two countries, and this is quote, all caps, is now in effect. Please do not violate it.
Galvin,
yeah.
we have breaking news.
What?
They've already violated the ceasefire.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, Trump has already said he's disappointed in both countries and that they both violated the ceasefire already.
When did this happen?
Just
Overnight.
Overnight.
But I checked and okay,
Yeah.
because this was from this morning at like 4 something.
No, this is Trump just got on a plane and made some remarks, and he said that he's disappointed in both countries for violating the ceasefire, and he is not happy right now.
Was there a ceasefire? Or did Trump just say there's a ceasefire?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
We
this
tech-
says that Israel and Iran said that they were complying with the ceasefire agreement announced by President Trump.
According to Trump,
Yeah, according
there's
to Trump.
a ceasefire. So was there ever a ceasefire, or did Trump just say there's a ceasefire?
Or did Trump call Israel and go, all right, lay off for a little bit and see what happens? And then Iran's
Yeah, because he went from regime change
right.
to God bless Iran ceasefire.
Make Iran great again. Don't
All-
forget MIGA.
Yeah, all within 10 hours.
Yeah. So sorry, Galvin. I don't
That's
mean
moving
to
fast.
ruin your news,
No,
but
that's all right.
the ceasefire has since been ruined, and both countries are to blame.
We're ceasing the ceasefire.
Yeah,
He said it was the 12-day war.
he did say that.
But
It was-
before that, he said it's not a war. It's just a strike. Then
Yeah.
it was the end of the 12-day war, and now it's not the
now
war.
it's not over. Now we're on day
13-day
14.
war.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like Rob Ford. I didn't smoke crack. I smoked a little crack.
There's a lot going on, man.
The other thing now is the question about this is, did the effects of the American bombing were they as
Dogs are barking.
Oh, Alexa, stop. Sorry. Were they as strong as we said that they were? The Russians, the Iranians are saying that they weren't. And people are asking, well, where's all the uranium and what happened? And did everything get destroyed? It doesn't seem like it from the satellite images. What I said yesterday, they showed before and after satellite pictures. And I went, doesn't seem to me like this.
Yeah.
Like when I see a city from like a movie where a bomb hits the city's destroyed. And when you look at satellite photos, all you see are smoke and remnants. This thing just looked like it had a tiny little hole.
Yeah, but
So-
that's precise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying it didn't work. I just don't. It doesn't. Like I want to see things obliterated, and it didn't look very obliterated.
I don't know who to believe. The left says it didn't work. The right says it was the greatest accomplishment ever.
Yeah,
And there's AI pictures and fake pictures, and
Yeah.
Iran puts out other pictures. I really have no idea
it's hard to figure it out.
where the truth is at all.
You want to go to Iran? We'll take a look.
I guess.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
thank you.
I don't know who to believe.
I stopped trying to say Iran too. It's just too hard
Iran.
to change after all
Iranian.
these years.
Iran,
Iranian, Iranian,
Qatar,
Qatar,
Kiev? Or
Kyiv.
Kiev? Oh.
It's tough, man. It's tough keeping up.
And Gulf of America.
Yes.
Yes, that's
That-
easy.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
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 I always called it Gulf of America, so we're fine.
Everybody just finally caught up.
How about this? The Supreme Court on Monday stop me if you've heard this or if it's changed. The Supreme Court on Monday granted the Trump administration's request to stay a lower court injunction blocking them from deporting individuals to third countries without prior notice. A new term win for Trump administration as it looks to quickly enforce its immigration crackdown. Justices on the higher court ruled 6-3 to stay the lower court injunction. At the issue was a group of migrants challenging their removals to third countries or countries that were not their country of origin.
I agree with that.
So now, not only are they sending them out of our country, they're not even sending them back to their own
Send
country.
them to a different
They just
country.
send them to somewhere else.
If I'm from El Salvador and you guys send me to Uruguay, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't want to go here.
Right.
You know? How did I end up in Ecuador?
You shouldn't have come into America.
Yeah, I know, but now, how did I get back? How did that fit in the equation?
Listen, we're not a round trip service.
Right, I know, but I need, if you're going to get rid of me, send me back to where I came from.
Why?
Because now you're just putting me in something. First of all, if you're, what happens if you're that other country? We're like, we didn't ask for these people.
Hey, man,
We
no
didn't
free
either.
rides.
Couple things.
Yeah,
One, we're bigger than you.
yeah, I know.
Two, you shouldn't come here if you don't want to go somewhere else. We don't have to put you back in your own country.
Right, I get it, but now how am I supposed to get out of this country?
That's up to you.
Well,
you
I
should have
didn't-
thought
I
about
didn't
that
get-
before you tried to get in
I
our
don't even
country.
know where that is compared to my country.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I'm from Mexico. You dropped me off in Ecuador.
Listen.
I don't know how to get home.
You
Get 'em
got
out.
into America?
Yes.
Figure out
Yeah.
how to
Land
get out
of
of
the free,
Ecuador.
home of the brave.
Right.
Land of opportunity.
Yes, but I'm saying if you got into America, I would think you'd be able to figure out how to get out of Ecuador.
I don't know. I saved my money and I came to America for a new life
Illegally.
and a new chance. Yes, but now I'm in Ecuador where everybody lives in huts.
No,
Yeah,
we'll send you a
legally.
map. You can find your way back.
I don't want to live in El Salvador.
Pinellas County businessman Leo Govani and his partner John Whittick, who are accused of stealing $100 million from trust funds for people with disabilities,
Too greedy.
are now both facing over 200 years in jail.
Why couldn't you be happy with 20 million?
To conceal the fraud, Whittick, who is the accountant for several of Govani's companies, is accused of sending false accounting statements to the victims each year. In 2017, he and Govani funded a tax and accounting services company together when trust beneficiaries needed money to cover certain expenses. It's alleged that Whittick and Govani would dig into other funds of newer clients covering up fraud for another. So they just take from the
Ponzi
new
it out.
ones. Yeah.
Ponzi
Yep.
scheme.
Yep.
So they're facing up to 200 years in jail.
The thing is that you can't. You get a good scam, you got to get in and out. You let it go on too long, and you get $100 million. You're over your head at that point, and you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
If you got away with 20 million, be happy with 20 million.
Yeah, but these guys were taking money from people who were disabled.
I'm not saying
Right.
it's
You know,
good. I'm not
it's a
saying it's a
scummy
good thing to
move.
do. It's terrible. You
Yeah.
steal money from anybody.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's especially if you steal it from kids or disabled people.
Right.
Mike's
But
just
what
telling
I'm
you how
saying is
not to get caught.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, how greedy are you that you took 10, 20, 50, 70, 80 million dollars? You're like, let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
Take your 20 and get out.
But that's the thing is nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to win a $1,000 jackpot. They want to win a $10,000 jackpot. So they go, oh, it was easy to get 10 million, just as easy to get 50
Your
million.
greed will always get you.
And
That's
we're,
true.
we're
Sure.
never going to get caught.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah.
They'll find out.
They'll always find out.
This is some good news. And really good news for some of us.
All right. Like us in this room?
Yes.
Okay.
One of Texas's most beloved burger chains is bringing its signature orange and white stripes back to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Whataburger has officially filed permits to open a new location in Wesley Chapel, signaling
Oh, in
its
your hood.
long-awaited return to the
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, did you make some phone calls?
region. So the new restaurant will be the former Aussie Grill building near State Road 54.
Oh,
and
you
Wesley
know where that
Chapel
is.
Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right across from Starbucks over there.
Construction timeline suggests the new location could open as early as 2026.
Oh, wow.
So it could be next year. It's so funny because I had just driven past the Aussie Grill on Dale Mabry, and I said to my wife, I go, I'm surprised that didn't do well.
They're moving one down 54 closer, I think, to the residential areas, like kind of over here.
Yeah.
So I think that might have just been a bad location for
No,
them.
there was the one right here on Dale Mabry.
Yeah.
That one's out too?
That one's out. Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
wow.
out for a while. And I was like, that's crazy because it seemed like a good idea, just quick Outback type
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah,
because that one on Dale Mabry came and went within like a year.
Right.
I will say the first week, fantastic.
yeah.
Fell off really fast.
Oh, really?
They changed their
Yeah.
menu to just burgers and chicken fingers.
Tenders,
It wasn't
right.
even Outback stuff anymore.
that's why.
yeah.
But like
Yeah.
even before, like the first ones, like they had the sliders, they were great. Like the first week, and then the next couple of times we went, everything was always cold, a
Yeah.
little soggy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So-
think I only went once, and I got a grilled chicken sandwich, and it was like $48 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, all right, well,
Well, we did it,
Still-
everybody.
yeah.
Still Outback
Whataburger.
prices.
Whataburger's coming back.
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Whatever. I don't know anything about.
Oh, it's so good.
it's
Great
good.
breakfast, great burgers, best grilled chicken sandwich in the business,
Yep.
my
Yeah.
opinion. They've got great onion rings, really good onion rings because they really cook them. You know what I mean? They're not like soggy or anything. They're
Right.
crisp and good. Yeah.
But real onion too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real onion in
Okay.
there. Yeah, for sure.
I said I would get it done, Wesley Chapel, and I got it done. You're welcome.
You're the mayor.
You can please stop sending me the article. Yes, I'm
I
aware.
know. Everybody
Birthday
sent
guy's
it
on
to me
top of
too.
it.
This November, vote Geo.
I know it. It's
Uh,
10 minutes from my house, and I'm very excited.
You
Thank
know what they're building over here, which is weird because you don't really see them as a Bojangles. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a chicken place.
Oh.
Another chicken
Yeah,
place?
yeah.
We need
So
another chicken
good.
place?
Bojangles
Really?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old school chicken, though.
It's more
They have
like
it in
a-
like North Carolina.
yeah, it's
It's
more
like
like
a church's
KFC,
or yeah.
Popeyes type place.
Well, they're putting one right over here.
Fantastic.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. When we went to North Carolina for spring break. I would have just ate there the whole time.
Oh,
Really?
Their biscuits are so good.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna go there because I never want to get. I'm not gonna go to Whataburger or Bojangles. I don't need another taste that make me want to go in the middle of the night. I want to get me some
Yeah.
Bojangles.
Usually Whataburger is 24 hours.
Yes.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
wondering
yeah.
if this one, it should be as
Every
well.
every Whataburger I've ever been to was 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
do they have breakfast?
They
Yes.
have great breakfast, Carmen.
The breakfast
They have taquitos. Yep. We know what's up. We know what's
And
up.
if you've ever lived in North Florida, Whataburger
Right.
is like a staple.
Yeah. They have like the French toast
Oh, yeah.
slices. They have all kind of.
Yeah.
Fattest show in Tampa.
They do. They even do, Carmen. They do grilled cheese on like the big Texas toast
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Whataburger
go.
was always like the go-to drunk food. You go out drinking, instead of Taco Bell, you go to Whataburger.
Really?
Yeah. Or you wake up the next morning hungover and you go and get some breakfast.
Yeah.
It's really good.
All right. There was one by Hooters, wasn't there?
Yeah,
On
yeah.
Hillsborough Avenue.
The Hills. There was a couple Whataburgers in Tampa about 10 years ago,
Oh,
but they
all
all
right.
just folded at once.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Well, now you got the metropolis of Wesley Chapel,
I
home
guarant-
of Burger Guy.
I guarantee I will be able to sustain this one on my own.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. They're looking forward to having
Yeah.
it.
I'll have to drive up there every once in a while. You were saying about Bojangles and chicken places. Church's Chicken. Have you ever had Church's or no?
I don't think so.
Church's Chicken, they have a side dish that's called dirty rice.
Yeah.
And it's rice with like a seasoning and it has little like ground beef in there and stuff. Oh, man. That's
Yeah.
good. It's really good. It's ridiculously good. And it's got so much salt in it. It has so much salt in it. As you're eating it, your hands swell. Police in Davenport, Florida, got a call on June 9th from a homeowner's neighbor who was watching the house while they were away. The neighbor said they saw lights turn on and off inside, and they knew that their neighbors weren't there. So the cops showed up to check it out and found a guy making dinner. He also just finished filling the bathtub with nice warm water. He admitted that he did not have permission to be there and did not know the owners. The reason? He just didn't want to go home because he and his wife had a big fight. And
So
he-
you just went to somebody else's house?
and had been there for 4 days.
Oh, wow.
What?
In the other people's house. Yeah, he's facing multiple charges, including a felony charge for unarmed burglary. No word on whether his wife bailed him out or anything. But
What do you do when you fight with your wife and you don't want to go home?
I fight with my wife and I don't want to go home.
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't happen very often to
Yeah.
me either. But we did have a fight. And I have a spot that I go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't really want to. I don't want to. I'm not going to go get a hotel room.
Does
I
it
just need
rhyme
to
with?
cool off.
Does it rhyme with schmard schmuck?
Hard rock.
Oh, no. It's very close. It's very close. I just go and hide out for a little while in my car, and I just sit there and cool. It's my cool down period.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just like an area.
Yeah, it's just like a little
parking
area.
lot or something.
Yeah. But it's my go-to spot when we fight.
Mm.
Like, so because it's not too far, and I know eventually we're gonna make up. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be home in 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
yeah. It's my fight spot.
All right.
Cool down period's very important, Michael.
I mean, look, it's ridiculous. We've been married this long. It's not like anything's going to change. We just had a dumb fight, so I'll go out there, be mad for a little while, and just sit in my park in my fight spot.
I am always amazed whenever people get to the point of divorce or whatever it is, and then they decide murder. Murder would be better.
Yeah.
That blows me away.
What is that?
Like
Push.
because you're going, well,
I thought about that.
but think about this though. You're going, I can't afford this. She's gonna take the kids, all these things. But then you just have one over here, jail, prison. Like that's got to be the, you know what I mean? You're
nobody goes into
caught.
nobody goes into the crime thinking they're going to get caught.
Yeah,
Everybody well, this is obvious. If she just drowned, well, they forget that they could check and see that you had your fingerprints around her neck while she drowned.
But it's also like you think, oh, I'm never going to be caught, whatever. Meanwhile, they go to your coworkers and go, oh yeah, he asked me to kill his wife like 4 times, and they're like, all right, well, we got him.
Yeah, if I was going to really do it, if I couldn't push her off the mountain, I would electrocute her. Like I would electrocute her and make it seem like she did something wrong.
How are you electrocuted?
Yeah.
Not really sure. I have to Google that on a computer that's not at my house.
You can't call Dino and say, hey, I want to electrocute.
I probably could.
You think so?
Dino I can trust. Dino, I can't trust Dino.
You can trust Dino, but Dino's a good guy. He's not going to be
he probably
involved.
won't want to kill Amanda. He likes Amanda.
But also, so Mr. Calta, you're telling me that your wife decided to rewire your lamp?
No.
Like,
she was plugging something in and she got shocked. And she was plugging something in, or even if we just put a bunch of something around the outlet.
I don't think anything in here you're killing somebody with that getting shocked. You know what I mean? It would have to be something bigger than a
I
like
got
a dryer, 220.
Yeah.
You need
All right,
220 to get that done.
Listen,
110's not doing it.
Nope,
we'll
ain't
put
gonna
her
do
in
it.
the dryer. We'll put her. She was trying to clean out the lint trap. She touched something.
I think you got to think of something else.
All right, I'm not really going to do it, so I think I'm okay. But I don't know. I would do it. I would make it more look accidental. You know, like I'd ask her to help me change a light bulb, then push her off the ladder. Something like that.
Yeah, but even did you ever watch that documentary Staircase?
No.
Where the lady, supposedly fell down the staircase. And they said that the husband pushed her, and then they said that there was an owl involved, and an owl swooped at her, and she fell down the stairs.
An owl?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a big thing. Yeah, it was a big
It
thing.
was on Netflix.
Yeah. Because it was on, I had watched it on Dateline. They had the whole story, and then they did a full version of it on Netflix.
What if I get her in the gym?
That's probably smart. Like if you got her under like a bench thing or something like that, she couldn't get it off, and just that's not a bad idea.
Right,
But I don't know if she would die.
Oh yeah, you could easily die,
Yeah.
suffocate. Carmen, that comes down on your neck and you can't get it off.
Yeah,
you're
No,
done.
I know. I'm saying like you could die, but she could also just lose oxygen for long enough to be brain dead for a little bit.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
man.
That's actually better.
Yeah, that's
That's actually better.
Yeah.
But
How do I do that, Carmen?
Oh,
I like that. That's way better.
She's
I
just in
want to save Amanda from you.
she's just in a coma like in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
everybody's going there and doing stuff.
Oh,
to her.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So listen to this.
God.
So known to work out. Post video. There's proof of her working out.
Right.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
in good shape.
Hold on. I'm writing this down. Hold
Home
on.
gym, all that stuff. All you have to do is be able
Kill
to
her.
slide a couple 45s on before she goes to get it, and you're helping her, you're spotting her, and you just let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
But make sure she grabs it first.
Right, she's got it.
So she has it. You let it go. Your fingerprints are on it. Of course they're on
Yeah,
it.
I
I
was-
was helping my wife. Whatever. Not at that time though. You weren't.
No.
Make sure that the cameras
I
are
wasn't
off.
home,
Yeah.
but I've spotted her before,
Yeah.
and she decided to do it without me
Oh.
this time.
Oh, the better thing would just be.
Wait a second. I just found
What?
How'd she get it off the rack? She's not lifting that much off
She
the
can
rack.
get it up, but she can't. She couldn't get
Oh.
it back up again.
Nobody
she can only do
believes that.
2.
I have done that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you got to make sure it's a proper weight. You don't want to put it like 300 on there. There's no way she's, she decided to get her PR when nobody was home.
And
175.
Where were you when this all happened? You got to have an alibi.
My girlfriend.
Oh. That's
I was where was I? I was probably at the supermarket.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
No, but there's video.
Yeah.
There's video.
I was hanging out in Starbucks.
but make sure
What if
you
I was in my fight spot?
And
I'm
you would
parking
have
fight
to
spot.
actually be at Starbucks.
You didn't take your phone to Starbucks,
Yeah,
Mr. Calta?
you gotta make
always
sure you have your phone.
pay with your
Yeah.
app.
out there.
Joey will help me out. Not Joey, my son. Joey, the Starbucks guy.
Yeah, it's very hard to kill
It's
somebody.
all falling apart.
Well, I don't want to kill her. I just want to put her in the coma.
Yeah, but even putting her in a coma,
Yeah.
that's still against the law.
That's hard too.
Yeah.
Man, that would be great.
Like a
That
Terry
would be,
Schiavo
'cause then
type situation.
Right. Then I can keep her here. I can keep her here.
And, and you know what else you can still do?
Yeah, right?
You know.
Still make sweet love to her.
Still
She's
married.
my wife.
Yeah.
Do you pull
That's
the
not how that works.
Yeah.
pull the feeding tube like
No,
Shivo?
I'll keep her alive forever so the kids could see her.
No.
I like it.
You're paying for the care, though, 24-hour care.
Insurance.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. Well, good luck.
Hey, if she makes it, she makes it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Either way, it seems like a win-win.
I feel like the phrase you're looking for is if she dies, she dies.
Yeah. For the record, I love my wife.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
A family in Canada is challenging an 84-year-old woman's will after she left $1 million, a $1 million estate to a male escort.
Yes.
Yeah. What's
Really?
up? 84-year-old lady. I'm going to give it all to Giovanni.
Good. Good. He was probably making her feel good all the way up to the moment she died.
Yeah.
And
she
Giovanni
probably-
deserves it.
Yeah, and she probably didn't have like kids or anything,
Even if she did.
The
she-
family is challenging it, so
Oh.
apparently they're,
Hey, man.
Giovanni made her feel better than the kids did.
He
Just-
put in the work.
Just like that guy who gave Anna Nicole Smith all his money.
right.
He wanted them boobies in his face up until he died, and that was the happiest that he was. And his kids didn't make him that happy. Anna Nicole Smith's big boobies did.
Yeah.
So good for him.
84 years old, $1 million. How many times? You know what I mean? $1 million isn't a lot for
I mean,
84-year-old.
Definitely not a one-off.
Yeah.
My wife just texted me, "What the hell am I listening to?" Oh, I didn't know you were listening. I'm sorry.
4 people conspiring to kill you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I was thinking about it, and these guys were helping me.
Yeah.
Listen, I was telling you how you're not going to get away with it.
Yeah. But then you came up with foolproof ways. You,
Nah,
you
it's
told me
not
to go get an owl.
Yeah. You're going to get caught. You're going to get
I'm not gonna kill her.
caught. Listen, I
Plus,
don't.
She's got a lot easier chance of killing me.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
All
sure.
she's got to do is give me a little cyanide every day till I have a heart attack, and everybody goes, "Oh, he just said he was fat." He had a heart
Nobody
attack."
even questions.
Nobody even questions it.
Your wife could kill you so easily and so believably. She gives you your shots for the testosterone.
Yeah,
Just put a little air in it.
shot me up last night.
Just leave a nice air bubble
Little
in there.
bubble in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're done.
Was that blood clot right to the heart?
No,
Dunzo.
because the problem there is that you're not putting it into a vein, so it's not that big of a deal. But she can do plenty of other things. She could put other things into that shot that I don't know about,
Yeah, but she
And-
also could do it into a vein.
or she could do it in the vein, which would be kind of odd. But yeah, she's whacking me with the shots. She could do it that way. I mean, let's be honest. She can give me a foot to the square to the back as I'm walking down the stairs, and I fall down the stairs. You guys are gonna be like, he keeps falling.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to
It
him.
was like the 4th or 5th time he fell.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
we have video proof of him falling in the backyard.
We
Yeah.
told him one day that'd be it.
Yeah. So there's really, I mean, she can get me in the shower. There's
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Now I'm worried.
You die, and there's not a lot of questions.
And not only is there a lot of questions, it's a lot more beneficial to
Oh,
her if
yeah.
I die. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Well, there you go. Amanda, I hope you're still listening. I don't really want to expand on this. I'm just going to read a statement and let's just move on after this because I don't need to hear all the different stuff.
now you know I'm gonna want to
A new study found too many nightmares can kill you. People who
Oh.
average at least one nightmare a week are 3 times more likely to die before they hit 70.
I don't have a lot of nightmares.
Just dreams?
I have very vivid dreams, but
All right,
not
that's
a
one.
lot of nightmares.
All right, that's one.
Do you have nightmares?
No?
I can tell you, I rarely remember my dreams, but when I do, they're always like bad. I
Oh.
wouldn't call them nightmares, but they're not like happy dreams.
They're bad
like, how bad?
situations?
So, like, the last one was, have you guys ever seen the movie Bad Teacher?
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of like in that situation where Chad was a teacher, I was a teacher, and Cameron Diaz was a teacher. And then our dog made us break up, and then Chad started dating Cameron Diaz.
What are you
I'm sorry,
casting
you
a
say-
movie?
Did you say your dog made you break up?
Yeah, cowboy. Because Chad was mad that I don't punish him. He's like, "You're not stern enough. I can't." Yeah, Again, this was a dream, everybody. But I remember that. Haven't remembered one since.
So you're upset that Chad is now with Cameron Diaz?
Yeah.
I can see how that's
Oh,
upsetting.
he can't get Cameron Diaz.
I mean,
No, listen to me. So what about you? You have nightmares?
All the time.
Like about what?
Usually it involves somebody being hurt.
Like your kids or something?
Yeah, like a car accident or something.
Yeah, I never have those.
All the time.
I've never. My dreams are nonsense. Just nonsense of things like you wake up and go, "What the hell is that all about?"
Yeah.
Although I've been having a lot of sex dreams.
No.
I won't say. I won't give you those.
no. Tell us more.
No.
Sex- just sex
By the way,
dreams.
speaking of nightmares and scary stuff, have you seen the trailer for that new movie Weapons?
Yeah, I didn't think it looked that scary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it. It was like comical.
I saw like a longer trailer where the kids run out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all one teacher's class.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like those kind of movies, so it didn't really do anything. I was like,
It looks freaky. So at 1:20 in the morning, all these kids just go and run out the door, and they run out like this.
I did see that. Yeah. I
And
didn't know
they're
that's
like,
the name
why
of it.
did they all run? And then they find out it's all one teacher's, her entire class. And they're
Yeah.
like, what did you do with our kid? And they're yelling at her and stuff. And it's a chick from Ozark.
That did look good.
But then she like goes into the class and class is all dark. And then one kid just looks up all crazy. And you're like, ew. I don't know. Looks pretty scary.
There's got to be some type of twist in there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. Doctor in the UK is trending after telling people the best thing to drink during a heat wave is what? So if
Water.
it's hot outside, water. You think?
water,
It's going to
Vodka.
hydrate you? Vodka?
Blood.
Blood?
Yeah.
pickle
well,
juice.
No. Pickle juice? No.
Lemonade.
Milk.
Oh.
It's
no.
87% water, but loaded with electrolytes, so it keeps you hydrated longer than water does.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I just think of Anchorman.
Yeah, I was just
Milk
gonna
was
say
a
that,
bad
yeah.
choice. Yeah.
I used to love milk. I had to wean myself off it.
Yeah, I used to crush milk.
Yeah.
My mom, every time she'd go to the grocery store, would buy like 4 gallons of milk because we drank so much milk in our house.
Yeah. When did we stop drinking milk as kids? You know what I mean?
My kids didn't like it from the start. My kids never drank milk, but Juliana still eats cereal with no milk.
Oh, really?
We'd have it with dinner and.
I'll be honest with you. I still drink a lot of milk.
Yeah, no, I had to stop because I was the same way. I would drink a lot. Also, I used to get a lot of heartburn, so I would drink it. But I just completely cut it out. We don't drink milk at all. in
Yeah,
this
it's not
house.
great for you.
No.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
I didn't make, it wasn't one of my healthy decisions. I just knew that I was drinking too much. But the kids never liked it. Never liked it at all.
I never
I-
drank milk as a kid ever.
Yeah.
I also do like the meal replacement shake, whatever, and I can't do water. I can't put water in there because I have like the powder and it's a peanut butter flavored powder, and I put ice and I put blueberries, so it's almost like a peanut butter and jelly, and then I just use milk. I can't use water. Water,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's not good. It's like too slushy,
Yeah,
chunky.
yeah.
Blah,
Lou, I watched, what's his name? Henry Rollins make his shake with orange juice one time.
Oh,
Oh, I was like, how are you?
yeah,
drinking it
protein
also?
powder and orange juice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, look at your body. I get it.
No, I don't like it at all. A study found that it's uncomfortable when someone has their food and someone else doesn't because people hold themselves to a stricter standard than they expect from others.
Wait, say it
Meaning-
again?
If you get your food first,
All right.
are you waiting until I get my food?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Why?
Because that's polite.
Exactly.
That's
But
manners.
That's what it's saying because people hold themselves to a stricter standard. Eat your food. Your food's there. I don't care. I'm going to have my food in a couple minutes. Don't let your
No.
food get cold.
It also
No.
depends who you're with. Like if I'm with my dad, yeah, I'm gonna eat. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but if I'm at a work event or like if we all go out, I'm waiting.
Mm.
That just like manners.
Yeah.
What if I tell you, Carmen, go ahead, eat. We're fine. Go ahead.
If you all do, because usually they serve like the woman first. But if you were like, yeah, and no one else says anything, then I'm like, I'll just wait.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just polite, the polite thing to do. But
Yeah,
I'm with
but
you.
it's dumb.
If I'm eating with my kids, I tell the kids eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, wait.
Even though when it comes to the bread, I'm
Oh.
first one to grab a
that
roll.
bread-
You don't wait for that, right?
No, it doesn't count.
If you're
Yeah.
not, I'll get it before you're sitting down.
As soon as you put my plate in front of me, I put one arm around it and just start scooping into my plate.
Like you're in prison? Prison?
Yeah, and if the waiter reaches across me to like get somebody else's drink, I'll grab their
I
arm.
might bite him.
You know how often I think about prison food? For
How
a guy who's
often?
never had it, a lot. Like
You should think about it more if you're still thinking about killing your wife.
Yeah.
I just think about. I want to know what it is exactly that they're having. Like I wish we could look it up and see
I've
what's on the
heard
menu.
it's
They have
horrible.
shows you could watch.
No, I
Yeah.
do,
Like-
but they don't really give you. They don't dive into detail.
It's basically the same food that they give like public schools. Everything's out of a bag. They boil them in water. It's all mushy.
Well, I'm fine with that if I get a sloppy Joe,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting
but-
sloppy Joe.
Elio's Pizza.
No, you're not
Well,
getting
that's
that.
what you get in school.
Not
Uh,
anymore.
You get
This says, let's see.
Like
That's
my
what-
Common breakfast items include cereal, milk, sometimes Danish pastries or hot cereal.
Oh.
Lunch and dinner can range from sandwiches and burgers. Oh, gee, there you go. To more substantial meals like lasagna, chicken, or fish patties.
Oh, this
all
is
right.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chow
that-
Hall.
I can't imagine the lasagna is very good, Michael.
Probably not good,
No.
but after a couple of years of being in the hole, you think a little lasagna out of a
Nutritional
box.
value. While efforts are made to provide balanced meals, some reports suggest the food can be high in carbohydrates and low in essential nutrients.
Yeah, well,
I've heard like the best job to get is the kitchen because you get like the most free time for breakfast,
see,
lunch, and dinner.
yeah, you don't want to be in the laundry; it's too hot.
Are you eating? So now you can, have money on your commissary thing, whatever, and get like honey buns and all those kind of things, whatever the treats and stuff. But are you eating your cellmates stuff that they make? They're like, I've been in here, I know what to do. I get the ramen noodles, I press them out, make it into burrito, and I get this. And
Yeah.
are you eating
oh,
that?
yeah, I mean
Oh,
prison
really?
food. Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
I mean, I go to
Toilet wine?
Oh,
toilet wine. I'll go to
Ew.
I'll trust prison wisdom. By
Yeah.
a guy who's been in for a while. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right.
I wonder if Tom Calta's ever had prison wine.
I wonder. Yeah.
I don't think he partakes. Not a big drinker.
I've seen some of the shows where they show the different stuff, and the guy's like, "Yeah, you take the ramen noodles and you make it into like almost like a dough, and you make a burrito, and then he's like crunching up Doritos and putting it in there and doing the
Because you'd
different-
want so badly to have
Anything.
any other food than what
right,
you're giving
yeah,
you.
oh for sure, yeah. Otherwise, what are you, bologna sandwich and a
Yeah, that's my
Little juice thing.
problem is that I can't eat bologna. Like I hate ham and all those things. And if that's the sandwiches they give you, you have no choice. It's not like you can't turn and be like, I don't like this. What else you got?
not
you
gonna
can't
be
do
great.
that. Yeah,
Not gonna be great.
I'm not gonna kill my wife.
Seth Rogen auditioned for the developmentally disabled character in the movie Geely. I never watched Geely. Do you know what character I'm talking about?
Julie, say it again. Read it again.
It says Seth Rogen auditioned for the developmentally disabled character
Yes.
in the movie Geely.
Yes, that went to. I forgot who ended up getting it. Another actor got it, but I did see that movie. Yeah.
And he said that he hopes no one ever sees it. He said, quote, "Please, if you have it, burn it or sell it to me. I will buy it."
Oh,
that
man.
must be
Yeah.
great. That must be great because the guy is like a little autistic. Like he's definitely developmentally disabled, but he's not full.
Because, like, think about even Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. If we saw a clip of his audition, if he didn't get that role and we saw it, we'd be like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
Leonardo, that's so weird. What's he doing?"
The guy in the movie is very smiley and very moving around a lot, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see Seth Rogen's audition to play Dwight from The Office. Did
I
you ever
did
see that?
Yeah.
Him, Judah Freelander.
Yeah.
There's a few different
Judah
people.
Freelander would have been great too.
Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah.
Patton Oswalt, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. If you just put in Office auditions and stuff, there's a lot of people that you know now that may have not known then that auditioned for the different parts.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh yeah, they would have been good in there. But yeah, it's so funny.
you know how the Academy feels about that. Never go full.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yep, we learned that. How about this? This is a wild story. 78-year-old Cobra Kai villain Martin Kove was asked to leave a fan convention on Sunday in Washington after he bit his co-star, Alicia Hannah Kim. For those who are unfamiliar with the show Karate Kid, the movies and stuff, Martin played John Kreese. Alicia plays another villainous sensei named Kim Dae-un in season 5 and 6. According to police, the report filed by Alicia, Martin randomly grabbed her arm and bit down as she passed by. He then allegedly kissed her arm when she yelled out in pain. Martin's bite was so hard that it almost drew blood and left a big bruise on her. Alicia decided not to press charges, even though she had a police report and photos taken. She says he, quote, was furious and outraged and visibly angry when I told him calmly not to bite me. He insisted. He bit me for fun, but Martin apologized to her. And that was in front of the police. He apologized to her.
I bite Amanda all the time, and
That's your wife.
and I bite my kids too. But,
Those are your kids.
Yeah, I know. I would never.
Not a 20-something
Coworker?
beautiful.
I bit JoJo
co-star,
once. Yeah,
you know?
like no, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
you can't do that.
That's
No
weird.
mercy.
No, I
Strike
lear-
first, strike hard.
It's weird.
I learned
And
from-
78 years old, and
Yeah.
she looks like she's
He's
like
78.
yeah,
Oh,
she looks
yeah.
like she's like 20-something, hot girl too. You know,
He's 78.
yeah.
because he was old in the 80s when the movie came
Oh
out.
man.
Even if he was like 40.
Yeah,
in the 80s,
he was
you know?
probably
then
late-
he should just do what I'm gonna do when I'm 78 and be like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I didn't know my wiener was out.
Cobra Kai never dies.
No, oh my god. Yeah, I like to bite my kids, but I would not bite a stranger, and nor would I bite one of you guys.
No.
Thank you.
Carmen, I might take a nibble out of you,
Okay. Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
but I won't make you bruise.
Okay, thank you.
This guy left a mark.
Dolly Parton done recording over Motley Crue's "Home Sweet Home."
So
You missed
weird.
that, Gio. It was really
Have
something.
you heard that yet?
No.
Just Dolly Parton singing over "Home Sweet Home,"
It sounds like she's in her kitchen, "Home Sweet Home's" playing, and then she's just singing over top
and
of
they're
it.
shaking her.
I love Dolly Parton.
Well,
Yeah.
now she's headed back to Vegas for a 6-show mini residency at Caesar's Palace this December called Dolly Live in Las Vegas.
Now that I would go see.
This is her first time back in Vegas for an extended run in 32 years.
Joe,
Yeah.
did you or did you not have a great time when we went to see Barry
I
Manilow?
had an awesome
Yeah,
time.
it was
Michael.
great.
Yeah,
It was great.
fantastic.
I would go see Dolly Parton for sure.
For
I'm sure it's quite a show. I'm sure it's a big show, and especially at Caesars, you know, and she's doing a 6-show residency.
One of my bucket list dreams would be to go see Neil Diamond with Joe. Although I feel like we'll never get that because he's not doing well.
Mm.
Love on
Joe?
the
He's not
rise.
doing well?
No, Joe's fine. Joe's fine. Neil Diamond's
Joe's
not
never been doing
good.
well. a lot of nightmares, this one. A lot of nightmares.
Joe, me, you, Neil Diamond.
I'm in
That would've been
100%.
great. Would have been great.
This seems like an obvious choice. A new host for a reboot of Fear Factor is going to be who?
Ryan Seacrest.
No.
He does everything else.
Think about it. Fear
All
Factor.
right, Fear Factor.
Rebooting it. Who do we get to host?
Fear is not a factor for you. I don't know.
Jason Momoa.
No. You're like, think about Fear Factor, what they do on there, the crazy things that they do. They're eating
Steve-O.
stuff. You're very close.
Oh,
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, wow.
Johnny Knoxville will host Fear Factor
Yeah,
reboot.
that'd be
makes,
good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And he's likable. You like him and stuff. And it's like he's telling you to eat this or do that. And it's like he's done all this
Right.
stuff already.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Plus,
you
I
know.
like him that how he giggles when he tells you, all right, you going to do this? Like, He
Yeah.
gets all excited.
Yeah. Remember that 400% salary increase for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders?
Yes.
That means they go from, we found out,
$100 a game.
wrong.
$50.
Well, I don't know
Okay.
what a game, yeah, maybe a little less. $15 an hour
Okay.
to $75 an hour.
Yeah, but how many hours are they paying him
Well,
for?
think about if it's, let's just say 3 hours.
right.
So
that's
now
what I'm saying.
they're, they're, you know,
Are they getting paid to practice? Are they getting paid just for the game
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
Sunday?
I don't know.
Game day, 5 hours. 3 hours of the game, an hour before, an hour after.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 hours before.
And then if you're doing an appearance, whatever, you're going out and you're going to be out there for 3 hours, you get $45.
no,
Oof.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
outside appearances you get like a talent fee.
Just a fee, just a
Yeah.
regular fee, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know why you ladies would want to do that.
Yeah,
Unless you're trying to land a husband.
I really think that that's really just resume stuff. You know what I mean?
but who's looking at your resume and going, "Oh, you were a cheerleader"?
Because
Who cares?
think
If
about
you want to be a
listen to me.
dancer,
Think about if a
Yeah.
girl came here to do sales and they were like, oh, she was like, Cowboys cheerleader.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
hired.
Yes.
Hired.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
I mean, you lead with that. I think.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is, if you have two girls that are exactly same experience, and one was the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and the other one used to work at Ralph's.
Yeah.
You're,
Says here you have no formal education and no qualifications for this job whatsoever, but Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
can you
Says you made more at Ralph's.
can you show me a ball kick? Wait, ball kick?
You start Monday.
The Mike Calta Summer Vacay Payday. This hour's keyword is
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yes, this
Like Katy Perry.
Yep, this hour's keyword is fireworks. FIREWORKS. Go over to the 1025 The Bone free app and put in the word fireworks, and you could win $1,000.
There you go. All right, go get your money.
Good luck, everybody. R.I.P. Mick Ralphs.
Oh,
Guitarist for Bad Company and later Mott the Hoople. He no cause of death, no date was given by a representative, but Mick Ralphs, guitarist from Bad Company. By the way, a lot of hits. I just have a few of his little guitar riffs and stuff that he played with Bad Company and with Mott. Take a listen to that. Mick Ralphs, dead.
I love the thing you posted the other day.
What's that?
Bad Company.
Oh yeah,
Has a band called Bad Company, an album called Bad Company, a song called Bad Company.
yeah. It was a guy pretending to be a DJ, and he goes, "Here's Bad Company from their new album, Bad Company, with the song Bad Company." And he hits it, and he goes, "Bad Company." That's so great. So now, only living members of Bad Company is Simon Kirke, the drummer, and Paul Rogers, singer.
Yeah,
I think that's all that's left.
I don't think I could have named anybody besides Paul Rogers, and I don't care that they're dead.
Oh man, I love Bad. I feel bad because I was wearing my Bad Company shirt yesterday.
Oh, you killed
did
him.
it.
Maybe
You did it.
Might have done it, guys. Finally, in news, people online are talking about the now obsolete skills that adults of a certain age will never forget, even though they no longer need to do any of it. So think of stuff that is advanced that we don't need to do stuff anymore, but certain things.
We often talk about writing in cursive.
Writing in cursive is going to be a secret code within the next 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. They still teaching it.
Yeah, but who's using it? When was the last time you wrote in cursive? Like try and dictate something and write in cursive. Like is somebody's talking and you're writing and
Yeah, I
copying
don't know
it
if I
down?
could do that.
Yeah.
I wrote in all capital letters like I'm 5 years old.
Yeah.
So do I, but that makes it look so much nicer.
Yeah, I agree.
I do that all the time. I've done that for a long time. And I have nice handwriting, and people will compliment me, and I go, yeah, it's because I write in
You
all
have nice
capital.
handwriting?
Yeah.
I write like a special needs kids with Michael J. Fox syndrome.
Yeah, I'm not great either.
I am shaky, and my letters are all different sizes, and it's just terrible. If I write really slow, I can kind of make it legible, but I am definitely not one for handwriting.
I'm still blown away that my mother and father wrote in cursive exactly the same because they learned the Palmer method.
Right.
And it was wild. It was like that. So, I mean, you learned exactly the same style. Like everybody has their own style. My cursive is ugly. My cursive is all over the
My
place.
cursive is just connected lowercase letters, connected like non-cursive letters.
Man, when I remember being like in like high school, and girls always had the best handwriting.
Oh,
They'd
yeah.
write you like little notes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know who's the best handwriting of anybody I know? Moose.
Really?
Oh, Moose writes like he should be doing calligraphy.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's got sweet hands.
I just remember having girlfriends. You get the note; it's all written. Just the handwriting was so
a little
perfect.
hard over the eye.
Yeah. So they're talking about things that you will never forget how to do, whatever, even though you don't need them anymore. Programming a VCR.
Yeah.
Boy, I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
dude, that was something else,
It's
man.
become very complicated.
Carmen, did you ever have to do that?
I mean, I had a VCR, but I don't think I ever had to program
It
one.
was not easy.
Like we would be like, okay, I'm not going to be home, so Thursday at 8 p.m. I need to record something,
Yep.
whatever, and you have to go in and do all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
set the clock. You gotta set the timer. It was a pain in the ass.
Is same kind of thing, whatever, setting up two VCRs to record from one to the other.
That I was pretty good at.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I was pretty good at.
What about old school cassettes, rewinding it with a pencil?
Oh yeah.
So
Right,
whatever,
sure.
you know,
Spin
it
it.
kind of come out, whatever, and then you'd be like, oh, I gotta fix it. Use a pencil.
Oh man, when you would get a tape eaten, it was the worst.
Oh,
it's the
terrible.
worst.
How much money did you scam from whatchamacallit?
Oh, Columbia.
Columbia
Oh,
House?
yeah.
so many
1 penny.
times.
Who
So-
paid
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Is who's the one guy who actually went and bought that extra CD? Because
Yeah.
I know the last time I got Columbia House, I had to buy one more CD, and I never bought it. And they sent me Jeff Lynne from ELO's solo CD, and I went and traded it in at Sound Exchange. So I've never given them any money.
Yeah.
It was great because at the time CDs were like $20, $25 a piece.
Yeah,
so
you
it was
were
a lot.
getting 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting somebody. By the way, see this? My brother got me this. It's all cassette tapes of Trickster and Motley Crue and everything. And I go, this is cool because I literally had every one of those tapes. Like every one of those tapes. Some of the other stuff, loading a 35 millimeter camera with film.
Oh yeah, I've never. Yeah, I skipped right over that.
I did that because I took photography in high school, and I even developed my own film.
Oh, wow.
In the dark room.
In the dark room?
Yeah, did the dark room.
That
Yeah.
amazes me.
Just putting film in a camera in general is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And developing pictures. Like, who even does that?
Well,
and
I-
it's so expensive now because no one does it.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna get like disposable cameras for a vacation, and someone was like, "Don't do it. It costs like $50."
I
just
have
to
a
get your
bunch of them
pictures.
for my wedding that I still have never developed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're still good.
and I never even thought of that. I
Yeah.
just assumed that they would be.
And when was the last time you had a photo print out? Like anything, even if you went to Walgreens or something.
Well, I've had like 8x10s made.
Yeah.
So
What,
that's
you
it.
getting headshots? You
Well,
looking for a new
you know,
job?
like like if I had a picture of me and a
hang.
celebrity to hang, or if it's a picture of my kids.
Yeah,
or
but
something,
when
I got
was
a
the
couple
last
of-
time you did it?
Not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's been a while for me.
Like I would say within this year.
Like it's funny because I got a bunch of pictures with different Steelers players at the Super Bowl when we
Yeah.
were Radio Row. They're just on my phone.
Yeah, what are you doing with
Yeah.
them?
But I had Cam Hayward sign the terrible towel for me, so I could put that up and put it and frame it and do a whole thing. But I'm like, I'll do it later.
Yeah, that's
I have
the
a
thing.
bunch of different stuff on there that I should have framed, and I just don't.
So Amanda and I were talking yesterday about downsizing, and if we went and got like because I told her, I said, listen, I'd be very happy if you and I got a small beach place, and it was just like a little bungalow, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, I wouldn't keep anything from the house that we have now.
I'm sorry, Carmen. Carmen, did you have something to say?
Literally, you would be on Hoarders if you lived in a smaller
Yeah.
house.
No.
You are such a pack rat. It
I-
is unbelievable.
Two things. One, I'm definitely not a pack rat. And two, what I'm saying is I would get rid of all this stuff. I would get rid of
Anybody?
it all.
Anybody?
Joe and I just unloaded like 10 or 12 new Funko Pops. Like,
Yeah.
That was
2
my
days
Father's
ago.
Day gift.
Yeah, that's
That was my
good.
Father's
No,
Day
they're
gift.
great. I love that.
So you want to hear something funny
Michael
about that?
Corleone?
My wife got me the Godfather Funko Pops, which I already had.
Yeah.
Okay. But she gives me a box. I open the box and it's Batman in a
Batmobile?
the Batcave and in the Batmobile and all that. And she's like, I didn't order those. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, I got you Godfather ones. I don't know what those are. They sent me an extra batch.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I'm saying is yes, the Funko Pops would have to go. The only thing that I would think that I wouldn't want to get rid of right away is my guitars, because I have so many autographed guitars that I'd want to keep those. But where would you put them? You know what I mean?
They're going like in storage or something.
Yeah, like and then that doesn't do me any good. So maybe I would just get rid of them.
You just start selling them off.
I guess
Just keep,
I'd
like-
have to sell it all as one big collection.
Yeah, maybe just keep a couple that you really like the artist.
What are you laughing at?
Not in a million years could you do that.
Yeah.
Literally, at one point, Mike, we were cleaning out the office and desks here. You made me keep 2 large boxes of old newspapers and notebooks just in case we might find a phone number in there one day.
That's
Do
important.
we still
stuff.
have those?
No.
Ah,
But also,
I've been
Like-
looking for them.
Also,
Exactly.
I think you downsize and you move into, what did you say? A bungalow? You're going to be
Yeah.
3 days. You're going to be like, you're on top of me.
Where's all my stuff?
Yeah, where's all my stuff? Yeah, 100%.
You are so wrong. When I am inside with my wife, she can't leave the room without me going, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you?
Like-
She's going to be the one that's going to be like, get away from me.
You know you can't fit 14 refrigerators in a bungalow, right?
Yes, I am well aware. I didn't bring 14 refrigerators with me. They were here when I
mean,
got here.
There's just a lot of stuff just in this room alone.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Look
I
around.
know.
Look around. Oh,
By the way,
It all has to go.
This is the bungalow, by the
Yeah.
way.
It
It's
all
already
has to
overpacked.
go. It
Yeah.
all has to go.
Question, when is this happening?
No, I got time.
Okay.
I got 6 more years.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, where's the studio? Were you going back to the
Oh,
station?
no. I'm talking about retirement
Gotcha.
time.
Yeah.
No,
How many times have junk jockeys been out to your house?
not enough.
Exactly.
Not enough.
They're always on standby.
Yeah,
Right.
they actually just come by when you don't even know it, and they
Yeah.
throw a bunch of stuff away.
That would be fine. Hey, in all seriousness, I need junk jockeys to take that basketball hoop in my driveway.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened to it, but the other day the wind was blowing and I heard whack, whack, and I just went out and it was just smashing into my house. I gotta get rid of that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nobody's using it to play basketball anymore.
Some of the other stuff that you may have learned and always know, but you're never going to use it anymore. Some of the different stuff is driving a stick shift. Like, think about that. Unless you have a old beater car or a really nice car, stick shift aren't really.
But here's the thing: like, you should know how to do that.
Sure.
You should definitely teach. You should always know how to do that. And I was telling Joey the other day, Joey wanted to be a valet driver. He was like, what if I did valet? I go, you don't know how to drive a stick shift.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but who's driving a stick? I go, guys with Ferraris.
Right.
That's what you have
the
to watch
The
out
last
for.
thing you want is in a Ferrari.
You don't want some kid.
My wife's parents bought her a Nissan 300 whenever she was younger and got it for her. And she got in and she goes, I don't know how to drive stick shift. And they go, oh, okay. Gave it to her brother.
Oh, jeez.
How crazy is that? And then he ruined it. He seized the engine and totally ruined it. She was like, I got screwed out of a brand new car.
Oh.
Yeah, my first car was a stick shift, and it was great.
My first car was a stick shift. Never drove stick shift before, but grew up riding tractors, riding motorcycles, everything.
Yeah.
So I figured it out right there in the guy's driveway and went, okay, I got it, and drove off with it.
Oh, I used to stall it all the time when I first started driving.
Yeah, I learned how to drive when I was young. So I think that's something that everybody should learn how, just to know. But the other thing I was thinking about is setting an alarm clock. Setting an alarm clock is something kind of like the VCR.
Yeah.
Like a real alarm clock.
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore.
How about this one, Joe? Making a weed pipe out of a Coke can.
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Or an apple.
Yeah.
Depending on how desperate you are.
All those different things.
Gravity bong.
Let's see. Some of the other stuff is this doesn't really apply to us. Running programs in MS-DOS.
Well, yeah. 20 go to 10.
Making brown paper bag book covers for school books.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. Did you guys have to do that? All cover your books?
Yeah,
Cover
yeah.
your hard covered books?
Yeah.
Yeah, brown was the way to go, man. Just get a old
Easy.
school brown bag and do it that way.
Yeah. What about this one? When was the last time you wrote a check?
Oh.
Oh, I do it once a month for my HOA because
Isn't that annoying? What they have
Yeah.
like a surcharge if you use your thing, whatever.
yeah, the convenience fee
Right.
is like ridiculous. The convenience fee is like $30.
That's bananas.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
about if you set it for auto pay?
I'd have to set it with my bank account or something like that. But honestly, I sent in the first check and they sent back a letter basically telling me that it was annoying to send them a check and I hate my HOA. So I send them a check just to
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's annoying. Then don't charge me $8 for a service fee or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, $30.
$30?
$30.
To
You gotta
pay-
be kidding me.
To pay online. Swear to God. It is absolutely ridiculous. So like I said, the first time I sent a check, they sent a note back saying like, you can pay online or set up this to make it easier. And so I knew
Yeah, setting it up so that you can get it out of your. That's probably the easiest for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly, but screw them.
Oh.
If they're annoying me, I'm gonna annoy them. This is like my little revenge on them.
That's approved,
Oh.
Carmen.
Yeah, thank you. It's petty, but
By the way,
whatever.
speaking of paying things and screw those guys, my package I sent to my brother, still no. Not
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I went to the post office the other day and I go, hi. I'm having trouble tracking this because it's automated on your phone and it's terrible and the app thing doesn't work, whatever. I go, can you tell me where this package is? And she goes, no. It says that it's in transit. And I go, thank you.
Oh.
I go, seriously, I paid for it next day. I go, why would he have me pay for it next day when you guys couldn't get it there? And she goes, oh, he was probably just hoping that it's not behind a desk somewhere. And I go, behind a desk somewhere? What are you talking about?
What does that mean?
She goes, well, I don't know where it is. It may have fallen behind something or what. And I go, one job. That's your whole thing. That's your whole.
Yeah.
So they think that your package might be behind somebody's desk?
Yeah, I go. It was to Destin. Like I could have
driven it
moonwalked it there
Right.
by now and stuff. I go, this is crazy. I go, so what do I do? And she goes, give it a couple days. And I go, it was supposed to be there the next day. What do you mean, give it a couple days? I've already given it a
Right.
couple days. It was Friday, Saturday, take off Sunday, Monday. This was yesterday. I was talking to her, and she goes, well, they'll refund. I go, for the whole package? And she goes, no, for what you paid for the next day. And I go, so the package is gone. And she goes, I'd give it a couple days.
Oh.
She goes, I'm thinking it'll get there. And I go, I don't believe you.
This is why Amazon is far superior and the U.S. Postal Service is going away.
How is it possible that that's your whole job and you can't get that right?
Well, you're not the only one mailing a package. There's a lot of other packages that are going.
Do you think I'm the only one that they lost the package though? You know what I mean?
Probably not. I mean, with your luck, maybe.
And I've had this happen before.
Yeah.
Like it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Stupid.
Yeah, there's no insurance on that thing. Like it's
I didn't pay
but
for
I think
insurance.
that they cover it.
That's what I thought for next day, that it's guaranteed.
Yeah, but there was like a certain amount of insurance on it. They say it covers it up to $100 or $1,000 or something.
I don't know.
What were you mailing?
Don't worry about it.
Little something.
Schematics. Some of the other stuff they say that you may have learned but don't really need to do anymore. Pinning a diaper on a baby without sticking them with an actual pin.
Oh, yeah.
When they used to
Yeah.
actually use pins and stuff. Did you use pins for any year?
Never.
It was all just the stick.
tape.
Yeah, do that. And then finally somebody said, I still have Jenny's number memorized. 8675309. Do you know that, Carmen?
Yes, but I don't know. I wouldn't be able to recite it without the song.
Do you know how many people called that number? I wonder if you call it
Whose
now.
was
It's
it?
still a thing. It was a recording. They wound up having a recording, I think.
Okay.
They did, whatever. After a while, I don't know whether it was actually somebody's and yelling at people or whatever. But there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you. Hopefully you are putting the Bone Mike Calta Vacay Payday keyword in the app. If you haven't done that, go do it now. The keyword was, am I allowed to say it again? Fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Go do it before the top of the hour. We have to take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
I think I'm gonna have to do that to my car.
What are you going to do? Wrap it? Tint it?
I need to wrap it. Well, and tint. I don't have any tint on my car, but I think I'm gonna need to wrap it.
Will you let me tint your car, please?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, how are you driving around with no tint on your car?
I don't
First of all,
know.
you're super famous.
Just raw dogging it.
Yeah. Well.
Do you
yeah,
know
a lot
I got pulled over one time? And
for
the
your
cops,
tint?
well, that's what he said.
Oh.
And then he goes, your tint's too dark on this thing. And I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not my car, and I didn't put any tint on it. And he looks at it, and he comes back, and he's like, oh, I know who you are now. And I go, yeah. And he goes, it's okay. You could have dark tint. I go, I could have dark tint? And he goes, yeah, you're a person of interest, and you have to have privacy. So, I was like,
Oh,
is that going to hold up in court?
Nice.
That's wonderful.
I like it.
Yeah. So,
I have a little bit of possible breaking news here. It just came out. I don't know whether you've seen this yet or not, but they have the host for the 2025 ESPY Awards. Have you seen this? Who it's
no.
going to be?
Well, I know.
Any guesses? Host for the 2025 ESPY Awards.
Tom Brady,
We're all going to be excited about it, and it's going to be good, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll be good.
That will be good.
That'll be good. It's going to be a lot of him making jokes about athletes and then going,
Dude, when he
Them
was
being
on
there.
College Game Day and he was talking about he was there with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, I was like, oh, what? Is this not a fun show? He was talking about them getting
That
paid.
was great.
Paid
and what did
athletes.
he call
Yeah.
him? The Indiana Jones?
Indiana, Alabama Jones.
Alabama
Yeah.
Jones was so good.
He talks about the SEC. They were paying their players, anyway,
Right,
before
yeah.
NIL. And Saban clearly he's pissed off by that. And Shane's like, what is this? Are we not having fun here? It's not a fun show? What
That
is
was,
this?
You
that
guys
was
don't joke
great.
around?
That was
Yeah,
great.
I mean, go look it up on YouTube if you've never seen it. It's put Shane Gillis, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It's great.
That whole Nick Saban Pat McAfee relationship is just
Yeah.
insane. That
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. And I don't care anything about college sports at all, but I'll watch those highlights.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll grab your phone calls 800-771-1025. Billy, good morning. You worked in a prison?
Yes, sir.
What did-
2008. I did from 2008 to 2011,
What did you do? Were you
and then I did it. I was a CEO correctional officer.
okay? And now you don't have to eat that food, right?
No, but I'll tell you this: 2008 when I did that one, because I did it twice, they had to eat what come off the farm, and if they didn't get any meat, they got soy based. Everything was soy based, cheese, everything.
Yes.
So they rioted
Oh.
and then got their food changed.
Somebody said to me in a message before during the break that the beef wasn't beef.
No, nothing was real. Only thing you got real, because mostly you got potatoes, boiled potatoes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, until they went on a statewide riot.
What was the reasoning behind the soy thing? Just cheaper?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what the prisons only have to keep you alive. They don't have to give you good food.
Sure.
Well, that doesn't seem very fair.
And
But
I'm
I mean,
pretty
I
sure.
No.
And I'm pretty sure like soy messes with your testosterone and
Hormones
other
and everything.
hormones.
Yeah, it sure does.
So it probably makes you more docile, is the thought
Yes.
process behind it, but also still not very humane. You know what I mean?
Right. And then they went on the riot, and then they started getting good food. But how they were getting their good food is because your big 3 fast food chains was starting to donate to the state of Florida.
Really?
And then they got griping about that because they were getting the same thing for like 2 or 3 months.
They just get tired of it.
Yeah, but if they were getting like McDonald's,
Oh, they were getting it all. Whatever, especially like if they were experimenting, like the big 3 were experimenting
yeah.
and it didn't go good, they would all donate it to the Florida prison system.
I gotcha. So everybody got the McBlue cheese burger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got okay.
And if they wasn't eating in the chow hall, if people had money on their cards, they would go to the commissary all the time.
Yeah.
But if you went to the commissary all the time, you end up getting high blood pressure or a type of diabetes or whatever.
Yeah.
You would get locked up into solitaire, and then they would force you to eat their food.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Solitary food
because
works.
you have to stay alive.
It sounds almost to me as you're saying like prison is not a fun place to be.
I want you to
No.
Yeah.
And it stinks. It stinks. If you want to know the reason why it stinks, just look that up. But females prison, we had to go to a females prison riot in Gadsden County up by Leon County in Tallahassee.
Right.
Oh, my God, that stinks even worse.
From their privates?
Oh, son, let me tell you.
Any of them come at you? Any of them be like, hey?
All the time.
Really?
All the
How do
time.
you say no to that?
Yes.
I'd be fired the second day.
No, if you have to go in there and see the conditions. You were like, oh, nope.
Yeah, that's stinky, huh?
Oh, it's terrible. But a male's prison, especially at night, if you have to do your walk-arounds,
Yeah.
oh, you get a different smell. And then you'll just call up your sergeant on the radio and say, hey, man, turn on the lights.
Oh, what is?
Everybody's taking care of themselves.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
There's a rap song about it. Yes.
Oh, that's gross.
Yes, it is. It's gross. And you don't, you see the stuff on TV about people getting raped
Yeah.
and stuff. No, there's no raping in prison. The only time you're going to get raped is if you collect or you owe a debt, or you think you're bad. You think you're just the best person in there that's going to whip everybody's butt. That's the only way you're going to get raped. There's a lot of gay men in prison.
That's exactly
They
what
have
my
a
dad
lot
said.
of.
My dad was a corrections officer at Rikers Island, and he said the same thing. He said it's not like the movies. They said if you're getting raped, it's because you did something to
Teaching a
somebody,
lesson, yeah.
or he said if you really want just sex, there's plenty of gay guys.
There are plenty of them, and they all dress up. They all make their own makeup. They make homemade pleasing devices in there too.
Well, we might want to take some of these creative people from the prison system and turn them into great entrepreneurs. The next Tesla might be in there. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate the insight into the prison world.
Yeah, y'all have a good day. I love your show.
You too,
Thanks,
pal.
man.
Thank you. Sweet. Jeez.
Yeah, you have to imagine that the women's prison, they're all trying to get over on you. That's
Yeah.
why they're trying to use you to do stuff. But also, even if you're like, okay, well, I'll, let them
I'm
think
telling
they're
you
getting
right
over on
now,
me.
I would be gone in the first day.
Think about
think, but-
stinky,
I'm not banging them.
lice,
Oh,
Yeah, they.
scabies, like all kind of
Bed
stuff.
bugs.
Yeah.
I googled it. It says prisons often have a distinctive and unpleasant smell due to the combination factors of elevated hygiene, sanitation, and overcrowding issues. So nobody's
Oh.
showering.
women's prison smells like
Well-
like a salmon factory.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure like you don't get to shower every day.
No, you do.
It depends on where you are and what
Really?
your status is. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like you do not get to shower every day because I know someone that's been to jail, and that was like one of the things like why
Chad's
women
been to jail.
no, someone else.
Her sister.
But that's why like they wouldn't work out because on
yeah.
like non-shower days because you'd have to wait till the next day to take a shower, so you didn't want to do physical activity because then you're just sitting in your filth.
Unlike me, Mr. Mike Calta doesn't stink.
Yeah, don't work out ever.
Don't work out.
Yeah.
We know.
Carmen, you know who came to the show at Lutz?
Who?
Thor.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
told
thought-
me. Yeah, he Doug texted me and asked if I was going and stuff. So I missed
It
that.
was so funny. So I saw Thor, and I knew I recognized him. I was like,
Who's this gorgeous blonde?
And he goes, Galvin, he goes, hey, man. He goes, remember me? I was friends with Carmen Thor. I go, yeah. I go, I knew I recognized you from somewhere. He goes, hey, man, I just wanted to apologize. And I go, why? And he goes, you talked about it one day on air. We hung out and we exchanged numbers, and I never called you. And he goes, I feel really bad. And I felt like, I was like, oh, he didn't call me. Carmen knows there was a situation. And so he said that his life had some stuff going,
okay.
so he didn't call. I was like, it's okay, Thor. I wasn't waiting by the phone for you. But I just thought that was funny. It was nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he said he saw you guys. He had a really good time, lots of fun,
Good.
So
Good. Yeah, he seemed like he was having a good time.
yeah, good.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning. I got a post office story for you about losing my stuff. I collect vinyl records, and I ordered this Talking Heads. It's like a best of that was only released in Europe. So I found it on eBay from some guy from Greece. He ships it over, and I have that thing in my email. The post office sends like pictures of what's in mail today. You can sign up for it. So it showed that it was supposed to be delivered, and then 2 days later, I still don't have the package. So I put in the tracking number, and of course it doesn't work. So I go to the post office and show them the picture saying it's supposed to be delivered 2 days ago. And she's like, oh, hold on a second. She goes in the back and she comes back and she goes, yeah, show it's out for delivery. I'm like, yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Where is it? Yeah, and then finally she's like, oh, just give it a couple days like they told Galvin. And then, like 2 weeks later, it shows up at my door. I called the post office, the customer service lines, and all that. Like 2 weeks later, it shows up on my doorstep. I'm like, well, where the hell was it?
That's the worst. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Terrible.
It was $100 vinyl too. I was like, yeah. So
that's
crazy.
the thing. You sweat it out because you're like, oh, I don't know if the guy sent it or what the deal was.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, like, does the mail carrier or a vinyl collector
Swipe it for me. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. Mike Calta Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. This is Tony with the tattoo.
What's up, Tony? Hey, what's up, Tony?
Hey, the prison system in Florida must have changed since January of 2002 because I was in there for several years, and I don't recall things ever like he said, that other dude said.
Well, you might have been in a different type of jail or a different. How long were you in for?
The first time for, I don't know, like 2.5, and the second time for like 2.
And how bad was it? How bad was the food when you were there?
So I was at like maybe 7 different camps. It depends on what camp you're at. One, like I was at Cross City Correctional. The food was, I'm not going to say amazing, but it was not what that guy said. In the mornings, you would have one day you get boiled eggs. The next day you get fried eggs. The next day you get scrambled eggs. You always got grits or you got oatmeal. Saturdays you would get coffee cake and a banana.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't know, but they might have changed with all this soy-based stuff.
Yeah.
Showering, the camps I was at, you could shower 9 times a day if you wanted to.
Yeah, you sound like you might have been under a different security than where this guy worked. Like you seem like you had a little more leniency.
It's probably
I was up.
Yeah, I looked it up. It says they're only required to allow you to shower 3 times a week. But depending on what place you're at, though, they have different restrictions.
Different camps.
Yeah, different camps.
Well, yeah, we had open bay dormitories and we had big open showers. You know, they never said when you could or couldn't. Now, sometimes in the summertime, they would shut the hot water off for the whole summer.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you got to figure there's no air conditioning and it's 100 degrees outside, so you're not really worried about taking a hot shower.
There's no air conditioning either. That'd be the worst part. That would stop me from committing any crimes.
Yeah, too hot.
Some prisons have air conditioning. Union Correctional, I think, has areas with air conditioning. I was at Zephyr Hills Correctional, and I was in one building that had air conditioning. They called it the honor dorm, like if you didn't get in trouble or if you had a certain job.
Right.
So, but basically no air conditioning.
Oh.
What kind of jobs did you do while you were in there?
Okay, so I worked when I was at the O unit at Florida State Prison. When I went in, I lied. I told them I was a paramedic, so I wouldn't have to get a crappy job.
They didn't check your credentials. They just believed you?
I don't care. They're not going to give you any kind of worthwhile job. So I worked in the medical department. And then when I went to Mocha in Daytona Beach, I worked in the kitchen, which was horrible.
Yeah,
and then when I went to Lottie in Bradford County, I worked in a factory that paid money. I made clothes.
What'd you make, like 20 cents an hour?
25 cents, yep.
Yeah.
And I think it maxed out at like 50 cents, but that worked out. I mean, you don't really need much, but a little bit of money helps a lot.
Hey,
and that's the camp that I was in a band in.
When you're in the kitchen, can you like sneak food?
Oh God, that's a big hustle. That's selling food at the kitchen. It's like, especially coffee, because coffee's really, really expensive. Now remember, this was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So it very much could have changed, but coffee is expensive. Coffee, a little 2-ounce bag of coffee back then was like $6 or $7.
Wow.
So getting coffee out of the kitchen, and now this isn't being racist or anything, but chicken, they don't serve chicken in the chow hall because that causes problems. So they might cook off chicken and take it out to the compound and sell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty good hustle.
You had a good scammer selling chicken and coffee going
Tony's
on the
Chicken
side.
Shop.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I didn't work in the kitchen long enough. They gamble a lot, we had, I don't know what a square board is, but we did something called a square board.
Yeah.
For the races, for the NASCAR races, because the dorm I was in Zephyr Hills was pretty white.
Right.
So we could watch racing, but we didn't have money doing that. I mean, enough to get by, but nobody smelled. That's one thing you don't do because it's offensive to other people.
Right. You don't want to piss off somebody else by being stinky.
Exactly. Yep. And it seems like everybody smells like.
If I was in Zephyr Hills,
because that's the soap everybody wants.
If I was in Zephyr Hills on a Sunday, I'd be like, God, bring me to the black prison where they have chicken and no NASCAR. I would love it. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate the call, brother. Thanks. Holy cow. I do not want to go to jail.
Nope.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, I feel like in my younger years, the thought of jail stopped me from doing certain dumb things. Just because I could never imagine losing my freedom, but having to live in those with no air conditioning. I might commit a murder if it meant I could stay in a place with air conditioning before I would do the opposite. Horrible.
And some people you're going for life.
Yeah.
That's your life.
I don't know if I make that for life.
No.
I think I'm taking the easy way out.
Yeah.
That's probably why a lot of people off themselves.
Yeah. But the problem I have, Carmen, is that I don't think I could do it with a sheet. First of all, I don't think I have the scientific ability to create a strong enough sheet and knot in order to hang myself. And then those people who hang themselves off the bed, like they do it until they choke, and they're not doing it to break their necks.
Right.
So they're just hanging there, and even though they can't breathe and they could fight it, they're not trying to help themselves. They're trying to make it worse.
But yeah, you have to make it so you can't use your hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't, because your fight or flight thing, whatever. But if you can make it so you can't use your hands, then there's nothing you can do. Once you commit, you commit. But wouldn't you, if you knew it was coming, if you're like, they're going to put you in jail for the rest of your life, you run. You try and run.
I try and do something.
Yeah.
I try to have one last fling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to run. I take a couple people out with me.
Get out of the country, do something, whatever.
Something, yeah. Who just left the country? Somebody I read.
Ellen DeGeneres.
No, it was somebody. I was reading something where somebody was afraid of something. They just like a rap star or something was.
Well, they were talking about Diddy.
Yeah, no.
To leave.
It was
Antonio Brown's out of the country.
Antonio Brown. That's what it is. Yeah.
Antonio Brown is wanted for that shooting,
attempted murder,
and he was like later him and some chick. And I just found out that the girl that we had on the air, was that Ava Louise?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah,
I follow her on Instagram. I didn't realize that was her that we talked to.
She was the one that gave us AB's phone number.
Yeah. But when
wasn't she the one that was licking toilet seats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, Galvin,
Yeah.
she is so. Have you seen her?
No.
She is so gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
She also licked toilet seats.
Oh yeah. No, she's a dirty.
That's kind of what made her famous was the toilet, licking the toilet seats.
I'd lick a toilet seat after her. That's how hot she is.
Her name is Ava Louise.
Ava Louise.
AVA.
So, I follow her on Instagram and didn't realize it was the same girl that we talked to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she is something.
So she's a musical artist.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what she does.
I don't.
Mike Calta Show. Hello. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
No, I'm not talking.
not
to you.
yet.
No, I'm mad at you because you didn't come to our gig.
Oh, he didn't?
Nope.
I had no ride out there.
Galvin was
You
gonna
get a
pick you
ride
up.
to every other gig.
My friends couldn't. I asked a bunch of people. I couldn't get a ride.
I don't believe you. You could take a Uber.
I don't have an Uber app on my phone.
You could have rode your bike.
You didn't show
Could have
up.
rode your
Gio didn't
electric
show up.
bike. You and Gio were camping together.
I went out there, but he got too much playing video games and I forgot about it.
Well, I'm sorry. Shows how
It ain't my fault.
our friendship is not as tight as I thought it was.
I really wanted to be out there. It looked like you guys had a blast.
If you really wanted to be there, you would have been there.
It's 24 miles from my house where that was.
Well, you know what? You managed to get everywhere else. You drive all the way down to Hooters. You make it all the way down to St. Pete. If you want to go see a band that's playing at Ruth Eckerd Hall, you make it there. But you can't come see Pitbull Toddler or Whiskey Willie's.
I really wanted to see you guys.
Well,
We had Raymond James Stadium 2 nights in a row.
I
Yeah.
got my lazy ass friend Jeff, and he wanted to go, and he ended up getting on his YouTube, and he played video games, forgot about it, and he calls me about 9 o'clock.
Well, I feel like we're breaking up, Medicine Man.
I mean, it's not my fault. I don't have a car.
Well, I mean, you know what? It is your fault you don't have a car.
Is he going
And
to
you
come to
know,
the beach
screwed up the
bash?
damn tariffs and
No.
inflation and stuff like that.
Don't even bring that up. I don't even want him to know about that.
Maybe they
Don't-
gave him a room
no,
too.
No. They probably don't even say
I
that.
really wanted to be out there.
All right. Well, you didn't make it, so therefore we're breaking up.
I didn't even make it out there for the Ringo
All right,
Starr
see you
All-Star
later.
band at the Sound either.
About the what?
I didn't make it out the Sound for Ringo Starr All-Star band.
Ringo Starr. Oh, sorry. You know who missed that? Me. So, all right, I'm done. Bye. I have never met a Beatle, and I was gonna go to see Ringo Starr, and I didn't go. And goddamn it, John Travolta was there.
Oh, yeah.
I had another chance I missed meeting John Travolta.
You guys think you guys would have hung out or like?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably because they would have put us in the same like super famous guy section.
I heard he was like, "Oh, Mike Calta's not here."
Well, I mean, it was Robin Zander and John Travolta.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at
there's
least
your
Robin
in.
Zander would have been like, "Hey, this is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
friend Mike." You
There's
know?
your in.
Yeah. Well, John Travolta evidently knows that I've been hunting for him because
Wait.
some women text me and they were like, John Travolta was at the cigar bar tonight, and we went up to him, and he was super nice, and we said that you love, and he said he's heard about it, and that he was like, I heard that he's trying to get a hold
I
of
heard
you.
he's been talking about me.
What's that, John?
I said I heard he's been talking about me.
Because he loves you. He wants to have you on the show.
I think he's gay.
No, I'm not gay.
Hmm.
Maybe you don't know.
Does he really know, or does he just say that?
He may just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he may.
Because if they bring that up, he doesn't go, "I don't know who the hell you're talking about." Scram.
Or
Right.
he just goes, oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
heard.
that's great. Yeah, that's
Right,
awesome.
yeah. Either way, it makes me feel good.
I was
Yeah,
going to meet
but
him at Ringo Starr.
But with Robin Zander there, that totally could have been your end to meet him.
Yeah, there, I believe something going on.
Yeah, that would have been great. The worst one I missed was Kiss. I was supposed to go backstage at Kiss and do some sort of check presentation. And at the last minute, I was like, do I have to do this? And Mike Oliver was like, no, I'll just do it. And I was like, thank you. And then backstage was John Travolta. And I was like, "Ah." Most people would have died just to go backstage for Kiss. I blew that off and ended up missing Travolta.
You run right over and fanboy out.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm a little bit cool the way I'll do it. Like, I'm not just gonna go. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be like. So let me tell you. One time, I was watching Grease. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I would really like to meet him. He's on my short list of people I would walk across the street for.
Really?
Yeah, I am telling you guys. Ever since I'm a kid, between Grease, Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive, all those movies, I've always loved Travolta. That's kind of like why I'm excited to meet Scott Baio.
Yeah.
Because since I was a kid, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about that at the show.
Oh no,
No,
And
nothing
didn't
bad.
Travolta's mom play Chachi's mom?
Yeah. Yep. Travolta's mom was Chachi's mom, Ellen. I bet you they hang out.
Probably, yeah.
They know each other. Oh man, I gotta get in these circles. All right, I gotta take a break. Ask the Dom will be in the studio for the first time in like 2 weeks. So all you people who have legal questions don't want to end up like Tony eating soy beef inside prison. Now is the time to get on the phone lines. 800-771-1025. We'll put you on hold, and then we'll let you talk to Ask the Dom, whether you got a legal question that pertains to your life, like a homeowners association problem, they've been in a car accident, DUI, criminal case, he can handle it all. 800-771-1025. Ask the Dom is up next on 1025 The Bone. Dom, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, guys. How are you, Mike?
Good to have you back.
It's great to be back. Vacation was fantastic with the kids on the lake last week, and I feel recharged, refreshed.
Like you've been on propofol.
Like I've been yes, and not been in prison. Listen to some of the
Have you had a colonoscopy done?
No, which they keep changing the
right.
years.
They did. It was for 45, then 50, now 55.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll probably next year is the big 50 for me. So I'll probably just do it. I'll probably just do it then. And then it's preventative isomize. You make sure nothing's.
Geo just went. Geo went yesterday, and everything is good. His butthole's in good shape.
Right.
Okay.
Tight.
All right. You had to drink all that stuff, Geo, the day or two before.
Yeah, that was the worst part.
And you can't go too far from the toilet. You got to be certain feet because you may not make it, right?
That is very true. Very true. I've got videos, Dom, to prove it. I'll show you later.
Does it? I mean, again, get it. When you get to a certain age, you'll start talking about health and all this other stuff. But does the stuff taste good? Is it flavored or is it just?
It was horrible. It was tough to even get down.
You just lie. Be like, yeah, it's root beer.
Yeah. No, I was gagging trying to get it down.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm just not.
But like I said, the propofol is fantastic. When they knock you out, if I could do that every day, I would Michael Jackson myself.
Really?
Minus the not waking up ever. It felt fantastic.
But you're out completely. You're not in twilight, right?
No.
You're out totally, right?
Totally knocked out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing it now too, just because Gio enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, if we know a doctor, can just give me that.
The propofol?
Yeah. So good.
You don't know what they do to you when you're out.
That's fine. It's worth it.
Let's get some of these phone calls. Again, if you want to get through, 800-771-1025. This is Marcus. Marcus, good morning. You're on with Ask the Dom. What do you got, Marcus? Marcus.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're on with Ask the Dom. What can we do for you?
Okay, Dom. March 31st, I got pulled over. I was arrested. She said that the police officer said that my license was suspended.
Okay.
So she took me to jail, but I had a little bit of grass on me. So before we got to the jailhouse, I told her, I don't want to get in any more trouble. I got a little grass on me. So she said, okay, whatever. She ended up arresting me for 3 felonies, introduction of contraband, driving with no license, and felony grass charge. But this is the only problem. My license was never suspended, and I only had 3 grams of grass on me. So they dropped the mirror. They dropped the driving charge. They dropped the induction charge. They kept the possession of marijuana, but they dropped it to a misdemeanor. Is there anything that I can do?
What was the reason for the stop? Why they stopped you in the first place?
Honestly, bad area, wrong time.
Well, that's not a reason. I mean, that's a potentially violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. Just because it's a bad area, wrong time. I don't know what that means.
What did they say the reason was? Yeah. They didn't pull you over and go, oh, you were just in a bad area at the wrong time. So did they say you were speeding? Did they say you did something wrong?
No, I was sitting at 7-Eleven and I played scratch off. So I was sitting outside the store for about 30 minutes or so, and the cop pulled up and she seen me. I kept getting out, going in, back and forth inside of the store. And as soon as I pulled off, she got behind me and she pulled me over.
She ran your tag.
She ran my tag, and she said that she pulled me over because my license was suspended.
But she was wrong.
But the car is not even registered to me.
Well, you'd still be driving a suspended vehicle, and it's up to you because you're operating the vehicle. But still, it turned out it wasn't suspended, so she was wrong in the first place.
Well, whoever owns the car might have had an issue with the license where the registration goes back to, which is why you got to be very careful when you drive somebody else's vehicle. You don't know the status of that. If the plate's valid, the sticker's on there, there's a lot of different things in play there. So they dismissed that. They dismissed the intro to contraband, which was accurate because you told them ahead of time, and plus they do a search incident of arrest anyway. They should get the stuff in evidence before you go into the jail facility regardless. Whatever you had on you, it sounds like they weighed it, and it wasn't a felony level. It was a misdemeanor level. So, I mean, you got 2 out of the 3, and then the last felony, they dropped to misdemeanor because you allegedly had the stuff on you. So, I don't know. Did you have an attorney? Did you do all this by yourself?
This is the thing. It happened on the 31st, and I thought I haven't got any mail. I haven't got any court dates or anything until I think last Tuesday. So they waited like 60 something days to file the charges.
Well, that's probably by the intake division trying to determine whether or not there's probable cause or enough evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to charge you with those charged offenses, and they realized that there wasn't other than the last one. So I would suggest you contact an attorney. If you want, my office, we go to all the 67 counties in the state of Florida, represent folks on criminal charges, and then we can assist you with regard to the last issue, because you probably definitely need counsel regardless, because there still may be a legal argument that they, didn't stop you lawfully. But, a lot of that has to be shaken out from the evidence.
I already know, so yeah, I'll call you guys. Can you give me your number and stuff?
813-251-5550 or AskTheDom.com has all your information there.
All right, thank you guys.
Good
Thank
luck,
you,
Buggy. Good luck, my man. Poor Marcus, just trying to have a little grass. Like he's smoking weed in 77.
Yeah.
He would have been fine. You could sit in a 7-Eleven, do your scratch offs, go in and go out, go in and go out. There's nothing wrong with that.
America. He did nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong. His problem was he borrowed someone's car, and then something allegedly was off on the registration or the license associated with the running of that vehicle. And then they pulled him over for that reason, which, I mean, on its face sounds fine unless that's incorrect, which you won't know until you get the evidence and a discovery. Because sometimes law enforcement, do not pull people over for valid reasons under the 316 traffic code. But you always get the fun ones, with the DUIs. Well, they didn't get a ticket, but they were sick, ill, or injured. So we wanted to do a safety, check on the driver, to eliminate those issues there. So, okay.
I watch a lot of those videos, Dom. People getting pulled over for safety checks. I don't answer questions. Well, just raise the window. I don't answer questions. I saw a guy the other day make a video. There's a lot of these guys. I'm gonna get to your phone calls here in a second. If you're on hold, stay on hold. I saw a guy making a video right, and he was walking in Ybor City, and he said, "If you get pulled over, all these cops have cams on them now. They have body cams on them, so they can't let you go. They can't let you do anything. If they pull you over and they ask you if you've been drinking, just simply say, 'I don't drink, officer.' And therefore that ruins their whole." I was like, that doesn't make any sense. These people can't be putting these videos out irresponsibly and just telling people, giving them instructions on what to do if they're not lawyers or if they're not coming from if they don't have a good reason to back that up.
Well, regardless of what people say, law enforcement officers, and I've had officers, troopers, deputies in studio on the show. I have the sheriff, the chief of police, Florida Highway Patrol captain. If these lawful individuals are, driving around, and if law enforcement feels that they are in violation of the law because they smell an odor of alcohol beverage coming from the body, breath, or person,
that's it.
Doesn't make a difference what they say. They can ask you to come out of the vehicle. They have their subjective observations of some individuals of the clues or signs of impairment is what they're called. They're the same four, basically, in every damn CRA, criminal report affidavit. Bloodshot, glassy eyes, slurred speech, odor, alcohol, beverage coming from the body, breath, or person, and usually unsteady on your feet. Those are. It's like carbon copied almost.
Right.
And sometimes you get 3. But at any rate, and then you're out of the car. And the case law says you got to get out, and then you're doing the investigation. So it doesn't. Those videos are kind of fun. But it doesn't really matter what you say. It's good. It's basically a totality of the circumstance.
Plus, Dom, no matter how many times you watch the video and you're like, you rehearse it to yourself. I don't answer any questions. I don't answer any questions. My window's open as far as anything. The minute you get pulled over, you're gonna be like, "Yes, sir. What can I get you?" Yeah.
Well, what happened when I was in law school, I would be the designated driver. We go down, to South Beach, or we're on A1A or coming off Collins Avenue, what have you. We get stopped all the time. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and law enforcement pull me out and they go, "You smell like alcohol." I says, "Well, yeah. I mean, everybody in the car is drunk." So I'm in the car, I'm driving, I'm the designated driver. And I said, "Well, how much do you have to drink tonight?" "I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 7. "Oh, you got to be impaired." I says, "Impaired? Oh, you mean alcoholic beverages? You got to ask a better question."
Oh. Right.
I had Coke tonight, because I'm the designated
Cocaine?
driver.
I don't say cocaine.
Well, Coca-Cola. So, the officers, not that I recommend doing this when you're in law school, but I kind of learned street level when I got pulled over. Then I became friends with a lot of these guys in Miami-Dade Metro. But it's a little semantics about how they do things and what you say. But if they ask you, "Have you had anything to drink tonight?" I always say, "Are you alcoholic beverages or non-alcoholic beverages?" We got to be a little bit more specific, because if you had Coca-Cola, or you had iced tea or something, not Long Island's, they're asking the wrong questions in essence.
Well, there you go. All right. Let me go to Aaron. Aaron, good morning. You're on Ask Dom. What do you got, Aaron?
Yes, sir. I have a girlfriend from Thailand, and she applied for her visa to come to the United States. She said it'll take about 6 months. That's not a problem. I understand. But she's worried about, possibly, she said it might get denied, but I mean, she has no reason for it. She's educated. She's a business owner. She's in good legal standing. But I was wondering, is there anything legally I could do to help grease the wheels with like an immigration attorney?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting time to try to come here, as we're trying to get a lot of illegal folks out. But it doesn't mean that, doesn't mean you can't come here illegally, which is fine. But I would definitely recommend an attorney. If you contact my website, we have attorneys in network that do immigration law to help you folks out. And I would recommend that. Now, I don't know when you say grease the wheels, they might be able to file motions or be able to track it faster. But that's something that's not a bad idea. You can go to my website, askthedom.com.
All right. Now, where'd you meet her, sir?
I have a Thai friend from high school. I hadn't seen him in 15 years. I'm a truck driver, and there was a Laotian festival in Tennessee, and I met him up, and we hung out. And he's met her back in Thailand. I haven't met her personally, but we talk every day on the phone, video call.
Oh, wait a second. So you haven't even met her yet, and you're trying to bring her over here?
I talk to her every single day.
Yeah, but what if she has a huge fat ass that you can't see when she gets here?
I mean, she is a thicker girl, but I mean...
see? What if she smells like cheese? Yeah.
No, she's clean. She showers every day.
I'm not saying...
She even complains about the heat,
Are you going to have to... Is this arrangement costing you money?
No, I mean, she's a business owner. She makes really good money over there. She owns her own coffee shop. And I kind of offered, I'm a truck driver, I make good money. But she's like, "No, I don't want your money." She's like, "We've been talking now for 4 months." She's like, "I've been wanting to visit anyway." So she's like, let's meet up.
All right. Well, keep me posted. I want to know how that goes.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Love the show, guys. You guys keep me in company every day.
Thank you. And good luck to you and your girlfriend, sir. Carmen, I have gotten too long-winded, and we missed the 9 o'clock word. Will you please give it out real quick?
Yes, the 9 o'clock word is free.
Free.
FREE. Free.
Go put that in the Bone app.
Yes.
And you can win $1,000. You still have plenty of time to go do that. Go put the word free in the Bone app, and you can win yourself $1,000 with the Mike Calta Vacay Payday. Sorry, I got long-winded on that one.
No, that was my bad.
My bad, too. I distracted.
Listen, we're all...
I blame Joe.
All right.
Speaking of, Joe, good morning. You're on with Ask Dom. What do you got, Joe?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to calm myself down from a little angry. I got myself all angry waiting for this call to tell you my story.
Well, don't get
my mom was a victim of Leo Giovanni, and thank God he got. The proceedings started yesterday, and it looks like there may be some justice done. But here's my question. Basically, she had passed away last month. Okay, what happens to the victims who pass away? You know what I mean? What's going to happen now?
So his mom lost money in this Ponzi scheme. and that this guy stole from him, and now they're going to go and they're going to what's going to happen, sir? I'm guessing, Dom. Then you tell him. Is there probably going to settle whatever the dispute is with this guy, and he's going to have to be responsible for paying back $100 million to these people he stole money to. Therefore, your mom is going to be allotted some money, and or whoever is in charge of her estate now would probably get that money. Is that right, Dom?
Yeah, so the legal entity, now that she's passed, and sorry to hear that she's passed away, would be her estate. So does she have a personal representative, for example, if there was a will, or does she have a trustee if there's a trust? Then
yes.
Okay, then that is a legal entity that needs to communicate with the attorney's office there.
Right, we're into a class action suit and all that, but now she had passed away. More or less, my question was more towards these people had died, and if they would have had better care, would they stay alive? Now, could he be liable for murder for these people passing away?
Well, yeah, I don't know about all of that. I mean, and depending on how this issue works, is civil laws, a little different than criminal law in some respects, but a lot of times in civil cases where your personal injury clients, are injured. The money that they received is for pain and suffering and compensation. And if they pass away, a lot of instances in those type cases, the case dies with them because there's no pain and suffering then to be awarded because the individual is deceased. In this scenario, it wasn't any pain and suffering per se from an injury. This was a different type of issue that happened to her where, money was taken, fraud, civil fraud, if you will. So that's why I think it would shift differently to what Mike was mentioning about having an estate. But if you're in a context of an injury, so sometimes my personal injury clients pass away, if the case isn't settled or resolved, then the case ends. There's no settlement there, for them in those type of scenarios. I think y'all's issue is different. If you got a class action going, the lawyers that do class action are going to be read in on these circumstances. They have, I don't know how old your mom was, but you have individuals that do pass away that are clients that are in these type of areas. So you probably want to make sure that the personal representative communicates with the attorneys doing the class action as well as the lawyers that are prosecuting the individual with regard to legal conduct, and see what the ramifications are or what the response is going to be for the estate, depending on the ruling. So you just need to keep communication with the lawyers that the mom already retained.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's lucky. He'll be luckier. He'll be healthier and more. I'm just saying. I live in Clearwater, and his bank's right next to mine. He's safer being under police custody right now because that's how angry.
I get it, buddy. I get it. And I'm sorry to hear about your mom, and hopefully at least you get some restitution coming your way.
Yeah, I want justice.
Thanks, Mike. All right, pal. That guy's angry.
Yeah, sure. Rightfully so.
But he seemed to vent a little bit talking about it, so he might have a little bit better of a day today. Get some things off your chest, Mike, on the program.
I would have told him to just go next door to the bank and beat the first person he sees up, but I didn't say that, Dom. I didn't say it. I didn't
thank
say
God
it at all.
is the Calta Justice. People call me up. Well, Mike said to do this. I said, stop.
I'm not saying to do it. I'm saying I would do it. Don't do what I would do. I also talked about killing my wife while she was listening to the show. You don't want to do that.
Oh, poor Amanda. Bless her heart. For so many years.
If you didn't get through today, you can call Dom at his office, 813-251-5550, or you can hear him on his own show on this very radio station tomorrow night. What do you got tomorrow I planned?
I've got a fantastic colleague of mine, first time on the show. His name is Attorney Dale Swope. He's been around a long time. What he does is a lot of insurance bad faith litigation. So when I take cases to trial in auto accident cases and we get access judgments or verdicts and the insurance company didn't do the right thing and pay or tender the policy when I asked them to, and then we get a jury that says, yeah, Dom is right, we're going to give you guys more money, then there's a second lawsuit that's called bad faith litigation. Wow. And so his firm, Swope and Rodante, they're fantastic. His office is actually in Ybor. So he's coming on the show, also talk about the tort reform legislation that was 2 years ago. A lot of those cases now that we're here in 2025 are hitting around that 2-year statute of limitation mark. And it shifted from 4 to 2 years to file a claim. And a lot of attorneys now are kind of getting stuck. Well, if the client's not ready to settle or if they're still having medical procedures done. Now they're moving these cases into litigation, and that's something that the legislature and Governor DeSantis did 2 years ago, March of 23. So be a fantastic show. First time we've really talked about it. His first time coming in, so I like to get that exposure to the listeners, something a little different. So that's tomorrow night.
All right, good. Check out Acid Dom tomorrow night on this very radio station. We must take a break. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Now, Joe?
Yes, Michael.
I don't ask our listeners for a lot.
No.
So much to the point where I don't even ask them to buy T-shirts. I don't like to sell them things. I don't like to take advantage of their loyalty, but I do need a favor.
All right.
It's hurting my ego. I'm not going to lie. It's for no other reason than my ego is currently being crushed. I never cared so much about social media. I didn't care about being verified. I didn't care if I had 1 million followers. I don't care about all that garbage. It means nothing to me. What I do care about is our YouTube channel. We are trying to grow our YouTube channel. And I don't think for the amount of people that are listening to this show that we have a good representing amount of people subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think maybe people think that if you subscribe to it, it's going to cost you money. It does not.
Nope.
If you subscribe to it, you're going to get spammed with stuff. You are not.
Nope.
It will let you know when we go live. That is a helpful thing. And all it is one click away. So if you go to calta.tv, that's CALTA.tv, or simply go to YouTube and search the Mike Calta Show. And when you find our official channel, if you will go ahead and subscribe, we are only at 14,000 subscriptions. This is a show that has 2 million daily listeners. How we are not even in the 100,000 yet is blowing my mind. How we are not at 20,000 yet is blowing my mind.
Are you shadow banned? Something going on.
I don't know.
People holding it down.
I think, Galvin, it's my fault, to be honest with you.
Probably.
I don't think that I'm pushing it enough. You know, I hate to constantly be hawking things to the listeners and, hey, do this, do that.
But this is free, Michael.
No, I know. I get it. It's just it's not on my everyday to talk about list. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you this.
Yes.
Now I see the clips, the shorts that are put out.
Yes.
Do those have a link where it says subscribe?
They do not.
Oh,
they do not.
Maybe that's something.
Listen, I will take full blame for that. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Our video guy doesn't know how to do it.
Are you putting? Yeah, you're not putting them out, are you?
No. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the shorts that are already on YouTube and just reposting them onto our social media to let people know we do have a YouTube page. But yeah, there probably is a way to link it over there, and I don't know.
Well, you could put a link in the actual thing and say subscribe.
Subscribe. Well, if you could go ahead and do that today as a gift to us, that would be wonderful. Just go ahead and click subscribe. And then if for some reason you've clicked subscribe and 3 days later you decide you don't want to subscribe, you can always unsubscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free.
It'll hurt feelings.
It'll hurt our feelings. Yeah. If I see a significant loss in 3 days, I'll be very upset. But there you go. I noticed on my Alexa that there is a Barbara Walters documentary coming out. I would imagine that's going to be on Amazon Prime if they're advertising on here. But man, I'm looking forward to seeing that because there's some crazy sex stuff with Barbara Walters. Supposedly, Carmen banging. Really? Carmen, you'll relate to this. Supposedly banging Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor supposedly banging. You ready for this, Carmen? Marlon Brando.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not the three of them were banging each other, I don't know.
It is going to be on Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes out. Let's see. It premiered. When is the date? It comes out on June 23rd. So that came out yesterday.
Do they dig? Oh, it's out already.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do they dig deep? I wonder into her sex life, or is it all about the woman making it in the man's world and reporting?
It says the documentary examines Walter's career, her impact on journalism, and her personal life, including her relationship and struggles with sexism.
Oh, sexism.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm very interested in the fact that Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor did gay stuff together.
And
I'm
that's
not
been
surprised.
confirmed.
Yeah, by a lot of people.
They did gay stuff together.
Yeah, they were. Marlon Brando would and Richard Pryor would bang.
Oh, you said Barbara Walters.
No, and Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters and Richard Pryor.
Right.
And Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando.
Oh.
So I was saying, I wonder if the three of them were doing a little action.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard Pryor evidently swung a lot of ways, but also I don't know if that's because he was on drugs so much or what his deal was.
Yeah.
And Marlon Brando also on drugs. So I don't know if they were doing the same kind of drugs.
Barbara Walters not on drugs though. I don't know.
I don't know. But Barbara Walters maybe just be like, I want to get some of that long black D.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? She doesn't know. She doesn't know
This
what
is
is on.
from her longtime friend, New York Post writer Cindy Adams.
Yes.
Says about the film. She says she thought a lot of guys were very sexy. She was interested in the possibility of sex. She liked it. She liked men. So she's getting down.
And she married the same guy twice?
How about that?
That bugs me.
Like, why? They were divorced for 2 years.
I know people who have done that. I know people who have gotten divorced and then gotten back together and gotten remarried.
And stayed together?
And stayed together.
Because they divorced twice.
Twice.
Yeah. They divorced in 84, got remarried in 86, and then divorced again in 92. And that was Merv Edelson.
Now, the couple I know got divorced and then got back together and are solid.
Look at Bennifer, J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
But that didn't last. Yeah.
Yeah,
But same
and
thing. They
also-
got back together.
But
also, they never got married the first time.
Oh, they didn't?
I thought they
No.
did.
No, I thought they were just engaged and they broke off the engagement.
I thought I didn't know. I thought they got married twice.
Oh, hold on. Let me
I don't know, Carmen. I could be wrong. I just assumed that. But also, I feel like if the press wasn't in their face so much, they probably would have had a better life. I feel like it was too hard to be married to J-Lo.
It says just Jennifer Lopez one time and then Jennifer Garner before that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. You know who I do appreciate as a man? Somebody we mentioned earlier on the show, Kanye West. I just put up a picture on our Instagram of his wife, Bianca Censuri, and he had her walking around Chicago yesterday in a bikini made out of candy. Have you seen that?
Jeez.
Well, I don't know what his deal is, but man, that is a good-looking half-naked chick.
She looks like a robot.
A good sex robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what the sex robots will look like.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
And you know she's like trapped. She doesn't want to do that.
She looks like she's not trapped. She looks like she's like she's under a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she doesn't feel like all she's got to do is be like, wink at me and I'll get you out of here. But it seems like she's under a spell.
I think eventually she'll break loose and then do some crazy tell-all how she was trapped with Kanye and she couldn't escape and she was there against her will.
Maybe.
She's
And
like
she
a zombie.
And she looks like a lot like Kim Kardashian. That was hard to get out.
Yeah, a little bit.
But like she's had a lot of plastic surgery and stuff, but even in the face, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got
looks
dead eyes
very
too.
similar.
She's like
Right.
dead inside like a zombie.
See, I don't feel that way when I look at Kim Kardashian. I feel like she's full of life.
Oh, I'm
I
talking
don't
about
see- Bianca's got dead eyes.
Yeah,
for sure.
she's under hypnosis.
Yeah.
Who is in Kanye's camp that's like, oh, these are good ideas? This is.
I don't think he has a camp. I
Yeah.
think he's rogue.
Everybody's pretty much distanced themselves.
They like leave him
She's not leaving him.
now.
Well, she can't.
Right, because what does she have?
I don't know. I didn't know anything about her until he married her.
Right.
I never even heard of her before. Then all of a sudden he married her. Same thing with Amber Rose. I didn't know who that was until she went out with Kanye. Now I love her.
But I'm sure she signed like a prenup, so if they get divorced, she doesn't get anything.
She doesn't get anything good.
And like, what did she have before this? Nothing.
Nothing.
So how do you leave this kind of life?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know, Carmen. I don't know how it goes.
I don't know either.
That's why I think about killing my wife a lot.
Oh my
instead
God.
Of, what? I mean, we just
That's
talked
why-
about it for a half
Yeah,
hour.
but-
It's not like it's not like I didn't.
If
But you
just,
doubled down on it.
yeah. The way you
keep
throw it out
saying it,
there,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
if someone just turned their radio on,
I gotta tell you, somebody wants to screw you over. They're just gonna murder your wife, and you go,
Right.
he did it.
yeah,
Guaranteed.
She gets in a car accident. I'm in trouble
Yeah.
right at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So I got a couple texts about the YouTube channel. Amanda Jordan would like to let us know that her father is definitely subscribed because he keeps sending her pictures of Gio, his burger guy, and he's laughing his ass off. He thinks it's hilarious. And then Big Dick said that every clip that is up has a thing to subscribe link
okay.
in it.
Sorry, I don't pay attention to that. No. Well, hopefully we've gone up in subscribers. That's all I have to ask you for.